Undergrunt.
Pull your tongue out of my asshole, Gary. Dogs do that. You're not a dog, are you, Gary?
No! No, I'm not!
But you do have all the characteristics of a dog, Gary. All except loyalty.
It's rumored that Bricktop's favorite means of dispatch involves a stun gun, plastic bag, a roll of tape, and a pack of hungry pigs.
You are a ruthless little cunt, Liam. I'll give you that. But I've no time for grass hairs.
Feed into the pigs, Errol.
What the fuck are you two looking at?
In the center of Mars was a sack of souls with experiment scars. When the psychedelic monk said, "I'll take two," and he put them in a rocket and he ate a lot of glue. And he shot them straight to Earth when they turned into babies. They were named from that, and they rarely got rabies. And the monk made a movie of their whole entire lives. They were panoramic scenes and zooms of the time. One time Bob had sex with a ladle, and one time Matt lost a vet to a cradle, and another time Bob caught a dinosaur mom, and another time Matt bought a replica of Guam. And all this more is on a DVD set, only $20.99 with the purchase of a gem. But if you call right now and say, "Where's my whisk?" we'll include this bonus disc.
Hey! I caught you off guard a little bit. A little bit. I was rubbing my eyes. Welcome to Bonus Disc, the only show ever to break down schlock movies scene by scene. I'm one of your hosts, Bob, and with me is Matt.
Hello!
And today we have with us Ian.
Yeah.
Hey, man, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
And you're joining us. Oh, finally, this is momentous for three reasons. One, because we are finally over the halfway point in the Air Bud franchise, Matt.
We're on the other side.
We did.
See the end.
Dude,
It's better on the other side. The grass is greener. I'll tell you that.
There's an end in sight.
Dude,
It's
well,
closer. God.
Also, this movie was less confusing, equally as shitty, but like
it's more boring,
digestible.
but yeah, right. This is also these are not milestones. I just read this on Wikipedia. This is a 2009 movie. It is the first Air Bud movie. For some reason, they made a big deal on Wikipedia that was ever released on Blu-ray.
Oh, the future.
And
And
it
it
really see those CGI dogs
Right.
look like
Benefited.
garbage.
This is like HD release finally. And also, I think this is the first Air Bud movie. It is the first Air Bud movie without Air Bud.
No Air Bud.
Yeah.
So you just
didn't see him
experienced the
once.
first Air Bud movie without Air Bud.
I got kind of gypped. I was
Yeah,
kind of
I'm
waiting.
sorry.
I wanted him to wear a tie. He's a father now.
I was hoping he has two families.
He has two families.
Oh, these
Oh,
are
yeah.
franchises,
Yes.
man.
Oh.
Yeah, there's other because was it 3, right?
3 had a whole family, and then 4 and 5 are about that family. And then when Air Buddies happens, they don't exist, and there are new dogs.
They're
A
not
new
getting-
Even though
family
Air Bud
with
is
a different
world
mother.
famous.
Yep.
World.
Yeah.
The Air Buddies are. I know that from this.
Well, they
movie.
are, but their fathers. He played in the World Series, in the Women's World Cup, and
How do you play in the Women's World Cup?
Don't
Don't
ask.
even, dude.
Just don't ask,
It's been a
man.
long road to get here. Okay, a lot of stuff has
You
happened.
can't ask questions like that. Like,
Just trust us. He was there.
and he won.
He
He
won.
scored
He
the
won.
game-winning goal.
He blocked the game-winning goal,
Oh,
like in a
yeah,
shootout.
yeah. Yeah.
Goalie
He was
gets
the
injured.
goalie. Oh, the goalie got injured.
Not that he was a goalie the whole movie ever. Listen,
No,
all right, wait
this
a
is a
second.
whole other
Okay, all right.
podcast.
I mean, we've gotten to a point where he's not in the movies, and they are not about sports.
Nope.
This has nothing to do.
Well,
with,
Budderball was wearing a football jersey.
he
That's
does.
it. That's the
Dude,
closest.
that's like
thing
the
to sports.
last bastion of Air Bud left in this at all.
It's a shadow of what
It's
it
a
once
shadow
was.
of what it was.
It used to be my dad's.
Okay. That also, yeah. Wait a minute. This is also the first Air Bud franchise movie that didn't start with a Fernfield sign.
Yeah, it took like 20
All the other
minutes,
movies, like the
15
first
minutes.
shot
Very
is
first.
Fernfield, where anything is
Anything
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time it didn't. They're just Robert Vince is losing his fucking format, man. It's all about formatting. You're just jumping.
Ditching it. I mean,
Is it the same creative team behind all the Air Bud movies?
Air Buddies is all directed by one man.
Okay.
Well, Robert Vince.
One man's vision and passion.
Yes, we are effectively taking 7 months to review one man's contribution to the artistic world, which is Robert Vince.
When he was jerking off and making all those movies, could he even imagine that one day he would make 2 grown men watch all of them?
We can't be the only people to ever do it, but I mean,
The only people so proud of it.
we're doing it. I have no idea why.
no,
I
I
don't
mean, in
even
retrospect,
understand
it was
anymore.
kind of a bad idea.
It's
but
horrible.
It's a really bad idea, but
These
we're
movies
going
are
to
garbage.
fucking finish
I
this
know.
because we said we were going to do something, and we're going to do it, even if.
We're not quitters, Ian. All right. I don't give a shit. I'll fucking cut my own leg off just to spite someone. All right.
You guys are like running your own Mystery Science Theater for yourself. No one's keeping you here.
At all.
We're going to test the limits of human sanity.
For no fucking reason.
I snapped at John Bennett, who was on the first Air Bud episode, because he was like, "Why don't you just not do Air Bud anymore?" I was like, "What do you just quit everything in your life?" I was like,
You gotta see things through.
I said we were gonna do something. We're gonna fucking do it. Is it crazy to want to just
you learn
finish?
through failure and victories, not from quitting.
Right.
You can't learn anything from quitting.
Well, you know, if anything, really just doing this was you quitting having to pick movies for the next like 6
It's
months.
true. We don't have
That's
to worry
true.
about it. We have
Yeah.
so many though. I have a pile over
Oh.
there that is just stacking
The
up.
backlist,
Oh
order.
man, everything has been like, dude, can I be on your show? Dude, can I watch this movie? And I'm like, Air Buddies
In
has
time.
to end first.
In
Okay,
time.
everything is post and pre Air Buddies for
What
us.
if they have? Is there any word on new Air Buddies?
If one is released while we're doing this, we will extend it to that one. But as far as I know right now, Space Buddies is it.
Or Super Buddies.
Super
last
Buddies, sorry, not Space Buddies.
Space Buddies.
Yeah,
Space
we
Buddies
watched
can't
Space
be the
Buddies.
end.
No, this is not the end.
one. All right, let's talk about Space
Yeah, let's talk
Buddies.
about Space
Space
Buddies.
Buddies.
Space Buddies.
Crap.
We open up
Factory.
on the on the Dogmanaut.
Oh, yes, the Russian Dogmanaut
A
staring at
nice
Earth.
little voiceover.
I forget who the voice of the Dogmanaut is. It's a
Jason
Spuds McKenzie dog.
Eastman or something.
Whatever
Whoever does it does a better Russian accent
than anyone else.
We'll
in the
get to
movie.
that.
Yeah.
But it's one. I don't know. It's a Spuds McKenzie dog. Whatever those dogs are.
Terrier.
Some kind of terror area.
Yeah, whatever
Jack
Spuds
Terrier.
McKenzie was, it's that. And he gives a voiceover, just kind of like in the last movie.
Yeah.
How Chris Christopherson's Wolf gave
Starts the
some
movie.
bullshit voiceover about, follow your dreams and everyone's a friend or something. I can't honestly remember what
It was the
said.
speech from Blade 2. That's all we need to know. A wolf gave the speech
He's
from
gonna
Blade
be
2,
there.
and then the movie started.
So this
and in
movie-
this one, Spud
Blade
McKenzie
3, he gave the speech from
Blade
Blade 3.
3, and then the movie started. I don't even know what the fuck he was talking about.
It does, yeah. It was
These
just
vampires are
something
gonna corner
about
you,
It was
Blade.
him on a space station staring at Earth.
He said
and
something.
he
He
gives
wanted
us
to walk on the moon. He said, "I want to walk on the moon. That's always been my dream."
Did he?
Yes,
that up.
you're right.
I was
set
right. He
that
did
up.
say
He did
that.
say that.
Because then it
Okay.
cuts to the which kid?
Buddha's owner.
Buddha's
So we cut to Earth, and then we have the long
zoom in.
nothing
There's a
this,
zoom
this
in.
fucking franchise likes more than introducing these fucking characters.
It happens a lot. You might forget who they are.
Yeah.
They do roll calls constantly.
And the first one we're introduced to is Budderball, right? The rich boy's house from Air Buddies. Right?
I thought it goes straight to.
It goes to Buddha. 'cause
Yeah,
they're
it goes
looking
to Buddha,
at.
because
Buddha,
they're
you're
looking
right.
through
Mr.
the-
Miyagi house.
Yep.
Yeah,
They're looking
right.
at the moon through a telescope, and he says the same shit the dog does. He's
Because the
like,
kid with the
I
wet
really want to
mouth.
walk on the moon. Oh my god.
Matt's favorite
Oh,
child.
this kid in this movie, I don't know what his fucking problem is. This scene, every scene that the owner, that Buddha's owner is in, his mouth is so wet that there's
I
like
don't know if I would have noticed had you not pointed it
there's
out.
bubbles
I know.
forming around his fucking lips. How would you not notice? His chin is glistening. This child is disgusting. It's just drooling.
You
And no
can
one's
hear
doing
it. You
shit
can
about
hear it in his voice. It's like,
Oh.
"Oh, Buddha, I love you."
There's a wet smack to every word.
Disgusting. Oh my
Imagine him.
god.
Oh, dude, I'd pay money to just watch him eat. I bet it's fucking grotesque.
Robert Vince picked him on purpose. He was like, I want the boy with the wet mouth. Put him in the movie. Fucking disgusting.
It's
Like
like-
anyone else on Earth would have been like, someone wipe that fucking kid's mouth off before we take another shot because they were gonna puke. Yeah, I don't know. That kid's fucking mouth is so gross.
God!
Like, at what point do you say, "Hey, we're making a movie here"?
Someone has to care about this.
We have standards.
I'm not saying we need to get Industrial Light and Magic in here, but can we get a paper towel?
Like his mom brings him to the audition for this part. He's just eating saltines in the waiting room.
Just salivating, man.
His mouth is just insane. She's like, "Eat all the crackers so you seem like a normal human when you go in there." He shows up for filming. They're like, "Well, what the fuck are we gonna do?"
Well, hopefully we get like 20 years from now, we get like the sequel that shows that kid with all of his teeth have fallen out, and he's just like, like everything is just about saliva.
He's just a steady stream of goo running out of his
Wet straw
It's that guy
mouth.
from 12 Monkeys who pulled his teeth out. They didn't get me, Bob. His mouth is dripping.
All right,
we gotta keep
They're
going.
looking
We're
at
not
the
even
moon.
in this
I
movie
know.
yet.
Wet mouth is looking at the moon.
He's looking at the moon, and the dog is like, he prays. They pray.
Oh, they wish on a shooting star.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't
Shooting
pray to
star.
God or anything.
Or to
Yeah.
Buddha.
They wish there was a shooting star.
And the dog's wish is that the child's dream could come true.
Right.
But the
I
and the
remember Ian,
child
because
wish-
Ian was like, "Oh, that's adorable." I remember
It
you
is.
saying that for some reason.
Yeah,
But this is what this none of no, so much of this movie really doesn't make any sense.
but then the dog lives the
dog-
kid's dream.
Yeah, the dog lives the kid's dream. The kid wished to go to the moon, and then the dog wished for the kid's dream to come true, and then the dog went to the moon. This doesn't make any sense.
Do you think he meant like
Well,
for
hold on.
me? I wish.
Now, I don't want to spoil anything, but there is an arc to this story.
But wouldn't
It's an
you
arc.
assume-
There is an arc. And
There is-
Oh,
it has a
but
shit
it's
payoff.
a shit arc.
I'm
It's a
just
shit payoff.
this movie
Even
sucks.
introducing that there's an arc is a shit payoff for the listener.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Like the dog wished to walk on the moon. The boy wished to walk on the moon. A dog wished for the boy to be able to walk on the moon. Two dogs walked on the moon.
All the dogs.
Well,
walked
don't
on the
spoil
moon.
anything.
It doesn't matter.
I know. I'm kidding.
I
landed
man.
started
on the moon.
screaming and during that scene. I was like, "Who gives a shit that these dogs?" All right, we'll get to
Oh,
that.
that was amazing.
Fucking this movie sucks.
I love
so bad.
that.
It's literally. I think it might be the worst one out of all 7 prior movies. This might be the worst one.
That's
It's so hard,
encouraging for the bad movie podcast. You're like, they're getting worse as they go.
Right.
All right, we're gonna end on
They
the.
really are.
As I
man.
said to other guests, we have to do Santa Buddies, and then we have to do sequels, sidequels, 2 Santa Buddies. They're called like Santa Paws.
Paws.
So they're not even have the Air
I don't
Buddies
like
in them.
that.
They have the characters from Santa Buddies in them and their continuity. That's why we have to watch them.
It's all in the
makes me
same
uncomfortable.
universe, Ian.
Is Wet Mouth gonna be in them?
I hope.
I swear to Christ, if he's in the next movie,
Imagine
I'm gonna
him like at
fucking
a,
riot.
I hope he goes to like a water park or something. See him drooling. In a
Imagine
fucking
him in an
pool.
Arctic environment, the nose running.
God, his fucking face would freeze shut. He get frostbite on his entire lower jaw because
like
he's glistening.
Tim Robbins in the fucking Mission to Mars. His face just freezes instantly. Sorry. Okay, so we
For
have,
you Mission to Mars fans.
hey, it's Space Buddies.
It is
Let's
Space
you talk
Buddies,
about
right?
space movies.
So he looks at the telescope, and then the next day he rounds up.
He rounds up the buddies,
crew.
man. He goes like they go to
He
get.
gets them all in
He
order,
gets
and
the
then
girl. The girl who's the Rosebud,
Yep,
who's
she's
her
just a
life is
girl
so
again.
boring. It's
She loves shopping.
because girls don't do anything but be girls.
Oh, she can't go out in the rain because it'll
stupid.
mess up her fur do.
Her fur do.
Go.
So then they pick up B-Dawg after that, who is breakdancing
He's rolling around on his back.
with he
There's so many-
scratches the music
Hey,
with the
There's so
volume
many-
knob
why
somehow.
are they so offensive? Like,
I don't know.
Air Buddies fans, if you were worried, B-Dawg's still terrible. Still.
awful.
What if he's not
boy.
terrible in this one? No, he is.
I think he's actually. This is the worst B-Dawg so
No, he
far.
doesn't.
This movie, he is the worst he is.
Only because of what's about to happen next.
Yeah, right.
They
Yeah,
go to
exactly.
get- They go to get MudBud.
Well,
who
they get Butterball. He's
oh, yeah,
about to eat
he's-
breakfast.
he's
He's still with the
breakfast.
rich kid from Air Buddies,
Yeah.
who's a different kid. But
All the
that's why
kids-
he had a personal dog
Yes.
chef.
Yes,
That was
they-
making him.
that kid was the plot of the first Air Buddies. So
Oh, they're trying to get his money from him.
Well, he
we'll pretend
hired
we missed.
it's a
he
long
hired
story.
a guy with 1 million accents to steal Airbud, but he ended up stealing the puppies.
I
instead.
bet all of those accents were impeccable and very not offensive.
Oh no.
You're right. And no, I was kidding.
Much like what we'll get to in this movie, there was one point in that one where he went from sounding Irish to German in 3 words. It's a 3-word sentence, and it was insane.
Dude, Robert Vince is a one-take Jake, man. He's like,
give a
say
shit.
it. As long as it doesn't sound like you're from America, I don't care.
They get hired, and you're like, so when's the vocal coach coming? Oh, that's not happening. Just figure that shit out. It's
We hired
whatever.
you.
Who
I'm
gives
your
a
vocal
shit?
coach. Be Irish. What? Okay.
Here's a U2 album.
Here's a Lucky Charms commercial on YouTube. Watch it and then just do it. Okay.
Say it like that. What?
Right, so they get
Butterball.
Butterball,
And then they go get
But
MudBud.
MudBud, before they get there, MudBud is all
fucking-
dirty in the house.
Yeah, he's
and
douched in mud.
But he's like you said, it's been long enough. This child and the family should have adapted to
Yes.
to understand that he's going to
They've
ruin
at least
shit.
had them for like 2-3 years.
They have
Yes.
the most pristine white couch.
Well,
oh,
they couldn't
it's
have because they're
beautiful.
puppies.
No, and the rug is like white too. Like,
It's a white room.
did you not
Wait,
ever have this
good
problem?
God, do you think about that? This is all in continuity. They don't age.
Matt,
Like, those
you
dogs-
can't the aging thing.
Those
with
dogs would be like full grown in
They'd be
6
airbuds.
months.
They'd be airbuds.
6 months.
Maybe it'll
That means
happen
the
in
last
6
3
months.
movies took place
In
in
like-
under 6 months.
It's
No, dude,
Like in a month, they went to space. One and Iditarod or whatever the fuck happened in the last one. You know what I mean? Like, they're still puppies. It's fucking crazy.
They got kidnapped by a guy who owns a vineyard and also collects rare animals. Then they run the Iditarod, and then they went to space within the span of a month so far.
This is a busy month.
And since there's still puppies at the end of this whole thing, this all has to happen in like 3 months.
Sick.
How does this kid even love? How do these kids even love these dogs yet?
They don't even know them. It's been like 2 weeks.
They're
always
like
gone.
James Bond dogs. They're like, I don't even know if my dog exists. Like, I think I'm just a cover. I have no idea.
The number of time I spend talking to the news about you so far very much outweighs the time I spend cuddling with you and playing.
They're constantly just explaining what's happening,
You
but
are
never
real.
spending time with the dog.
You're a real drag on my life, man.
It's lucky you make us all this money because all the court fees we have to pay for the lawyers to put away all these rich vineyard owners and goddamn dog sled race winners.
That's my favorite part of Air Buddies is the guy owns a vineyard on top of the wildlife collecting. It okay.
Doesn't make any
Different
sense.
movie. We
Yeah.
need to talk about.
Okay,
studies.
we're nowhere into this movie.
MudBud comes
Trashes
in.
the house.
It's all dirty.
So
Very
he
rude.
gets-
How does he not? He understands English. How does he not know? Hey, you shouldn't do this.
Because he's like playing in the mud is the best.
What a piece of shit. What a dickhead.
So he gets put in a cage, and this is when fucking B-Dawg sinks to a new low, and he's like, "Oh, I can jimmy that lock," and we were just like, "Come on,
don't do
why does he have to know how to do that?"
God, I'm glad he didn't take out like a kit or something. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Like, you don't even have to. It's not a lock. You don't have to jimmy. He just opened the
It's
cage.
the handle. He didn't have to say it like
Why
that.
do you have to say it like that, B-Dawg?
They can fucking speak and play sports. They operate. I will get to that later, but Jesus Christ. Any one of them could open that crate. Why did he have to say that?
Why did it have to be the street one? Come
Oh, I
on.
can jimmy that shit, bruh. Like, come on.
God, I wish the other ones hated him. I think I would like this more if all the other buddies just fucking hated B-Dawg.
I know, like, Buddha should be like, dude.
Stop.
Come
You
on,
are a
man.
walking
We
stereotype.
live in Fernfield,
You are a
man.
living ego. You must be destroyed. Like, Buddha should want to fuck him over. You know what I mean? Like, he needs to break him.
I don't think Buddha's the one that gets to start talking about, like, appropriation and...
Yeah.
I guess not.
But he should be the most enlightened one.
Yeah.
He should be
True.
woke as fuck and hate B-Dawg at least, right?
But he should also hate himself.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
well,
little
he's a-
12-year-old white kid who says namaste before he pets me, you piece of shit. You live in Fernfield.
wipe your mouth and stop
God
saying
damn,
namaste.
man.
Yeah, but his house has all those statues and stuff.
Oh, shit, that's true.
They
That's
bought
legit.
the statues. They put a
That's
lot of
legit.
work into this.
They
yoga
own money.
thing.
They're legit.
Maybe his parents are like against vaccinations because they're like super vegan Buddhists, and that's why he's
Like
drooling all the time. There's something wrong.
Scientists,
Like,
but with Buddhism, you know, like Buddhist scientists.
yes,
He's had smallpox forever.
he's
I
got
can't
some
take
sort of
penicillin because
ancient
Buddha will
disease.
save me.
Jesus.
They just added a line like, wait,
Whoa.
Your parents are weird.
All right. So
The gang's all
the
rounded
gang's
up.
all riled up. The kids are going to school.
They're going on a field trip.
They go on a field trip, and the dogs, before the kids get on the bus, they run up backpacks and jump into the back of the bus.
Yeah, there's like a ramp made out of backpacks
Because
waiting.
you know that's how you load
loaded
backpacks into a
You
field
just throw
trip.
them all in a pile and making
Behind the bus to the point where there's like 12 kids on the field trip.
like 70 backpacks.
Go like a 30-minute drive.
Yeah, it wasn't far away.
It wasn't at
I
all.
brought my
I
overnight
just
luggage.
realized something incredible. Because of how long we've been dealing with dogs playing sports, driving cars, using cranes,
Sure.
fucking all this stuff.
Classic stuff.
When
dog
they're
stuff.
not doing anything amazing, I think no one pays attention to them at all anymore.
So you think they're instigating things?
So no.
Oh.
So this is why they can somehow get onto a bus full of children. Then someone had to load all those bags on top of them without seeing them
Right.
for them to be hidden. And then close the door and then drive the bus away.
You're saying they're like,
And then everything else that happens in the movie where you're like, how the fuck are you not seeing this dog? They've been like training us as humans to not pay attention to them.
You mean that? Wait.
they're like, this isn't the World Series. There's no dogs here.
Yeah,
I'm not. Why would I be on the lookout for dogs?
Yeah.
Football's not being thrown.
I don't understand.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's like a
conspiracy.
weird.
That's
Yeah.
my weird theory on this one. Is that
like-
the dogs are like
Well, because
training
when they-
the buddies are training humans to ignore them when they're not doing sports shit, so that they can get into this nefarious
Like they're
bullshit.
drip feeding this fucking like.
Or they're
And they're gonna-
invisible. I don't know. Unless they're playing sports, they're invisible.
Well, when they sneak onto the space shuttle, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unreal.
They're standing next to
Well,
three.
Oh, wait, we're not there.
literally
We're
almost
just on the
there.
bus. We're
It's
almost
not,
there.
Yeah, it's not that much longer until this happens quick.
They get on the bus.
but also too long.
The chaperone, the chaperone is allergic to dogs.
She's like,
starts
I'm
sneezing.
and
It
you
must
see-
be dander.
And MudBud, no,
Butterball.
Butterball.
He's
is
eating
so,
all the lunches.
He's like,
Starts
I'm in
eating all
lunch
lunch.
heaven, snack heaven, and he pulls out a pudding cup at one point.
He does eat a pudding.
That's
cup.
right. The
Oh,
first two
I
movies-
didn't even think about
Yeah,
that.
the first two movies had a thick
Ian,
pudding.
He ate a pudding cup.
Yeah, he's
Do you
like, what the
understand
fuck?
how significant this is?
Oh my god!
The first two movies had a pudding theme.
There was a lot of pudding.
Yeah, everybody
Everyone-
eats a lot of pudding.
In the
if you
first one,
didn't-
everybody eats a lot of pudding. In the second one, there's this veterinarian who's never not eating pudding in a scene. And
we
there's
just
a
thought
scene,
it was like this theme that was going to be the whole thing.
there's
you know?
also a scene where you can see him in the background, like with a giant bowl that looks like what had pudding in it, but it's completely empty. That was
like,
my favorite
did
part.
he
Like,
eat
Jesus God, there's like 5 pounds of pudding.
There's just like spoon scrape marks on the side.
Yes, yeah. fucking house that fucking bowl,
Guy's
man.
sick with the with
Oh,
the
I was
yogurt.
just having my dinner.
5 pounds of pudding.
Can you imagine what his shit would look like?
He's so smooth. Incredibly smooth.
God damn it. Okay, so then they're on the bus.
Butterball
They get
eats
off the
that
bus,
pudding.
the-
gets
Well,
a-
hold on. We cut to the station
chaperone
first.
gets like
I thought we cut to the station while they're driving, don't we? The space station.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, we
not
cut
the space station, but like the launch.
What was it called?
Visions?
Vision 1.
Vision One.
Vision 1.
Right.
Enterprises.
Yeah, Vision One Enterprises.
No,
and
the thing was called Vision 1. It was Vision Enterprises.
it's like a V with like a thing, a Saturn ring around it.
They have a space shuttle that
Yes.
they just built.
It's the guy we're introduced to is Dauber from fucking Coach, aka Patrick Starfish. He has a pet ferret,
Yep.
right?
His name is
Voiced by
Pie.
Amy
His
Sedaris.
name is Pie, and the ferret's name is Gravity. Jesus God!
And then his the flight assistant's name is Astro, that woman.
And then
A woman named Astro. What?
And then
That's
what's
so
his name?
weird.
Cliff from Dead Man on Campus is like some other person
Slats
there.
Bentley.
Slats Bentley. God damn that
Such a good name. But his
They abandoned the science theme for
I
that
know.
one. And they were
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
what's a sciencey word? What's a spacey word?
it's not a name. Slats.
Dude, I would
And
love
his,
the commentary
I forget what
on
his
this.
position was, but the acronym for it was FIDO, which I just found like infuriating.
Yeah.
Just for no reason. There's no
absolutely
reason.
no reason for
But
that.
that's so many jokes in this movie.
A
It's just
lot,
like,
yeah.
we didn't have to do this.
We don't have to. We're just gonna take an aside for 5
Did
minutes.
someone make you
Let's
do
let
this?
B-Dawg say like 9 sentences about a room. Oh man, I gotta have my crib in here. It's like, shut up! Stop. Is anyone listening to him? He's so terrible. Anyway,
He's so annoying.
so and then there's like so they're talking about how they have a spaceship that they're going
Yes,
to
yeah.
test launch for the first time today with no one on it because it's
all right. They start to explain their spacecraft, and every step along the way, the exposition includes a weird little loophole
for dogs
for
to be
dogs or small children or anything to manage to fly and have a spacesuit and occupy this
But
planet.
I think it's important to note that they also talk about how they basically can fully pilot this thing from Earth.
Yes, with these
With
a
these
pair of
special
glasses, with her
glasses.
blinking.
Hands-free glasses.
Hands-free glass. That's what I'm saying. Like they just keep setting every step of the way. They're setting up that a animal could operate the spaceship.
It's like every meeting, like the weird pie was like, and what if a dog were to want to do this?
It's like, yeah, why would you ask that?
Like,
why
what's
would
he
a
got-
dog want to pilot?
what if a quadriplegic needed to
Now,
fly
hold
the
on.
plane?
To be fair,
It's the prototype.
to
Can
be
we just
fair,
not do dogs
he did
yet?
say they did say, to be fair, that this is going to be space travel for the common person.
Yes.
The family. You
The
can bring your
family
dog.
unit could like go to space.
Who's fuck? Well, Christ.
It doesn't.
I mean, in this universe, dogs do wish to walk on the moon, but I mean, in real life, who the fuck is like, I'm gonna go look at the moon and bring my fucking dog?
family and
It's
dogs.
I want to play catch with my dog on the moon.
I don't know where Fernfield is, but it doesn't seem like
It's in Washington.
It's in the heart of like billionaire country. Like people
It's
are
in
just
Washington State.
It's in
like,
Washington.
I'm gonna take my family on a casual space flight, you know,
Right.
after the soccer game. Like
No, it has to be.
I couldn't believe this.
Dude, what are you
for?
saying? I'm sorry, you haven't watched all these movies. Let me calm down.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
has to be an
remember, we're really
absolutely-
entrenched.
Yeah. It has Fernfield has to make like a collective of like $3 billion a year or something, because everybody lives there in such like a white suburbanite bubble that you can have B-Dawg and his owner, and no one is like kicking the shit out of him every day. You know what I mean? And you can do all this stuff, and people can be completely oblivious, or you know what I mean? All this shit, like, oh wow.
But you're forgetting the odd part of this is that B-Dawg and his owner exist, but the buddies technically came from Molly, who was owned by the only black family
in the whole town who got treated like
garbage.
garbage.
Oh, shit.
They basically co-opted the dogs from them
To have
and
more
sold
kids.
them without telling them.
Oh no,
Dude, it's some dark shit.
It's not good, man.
And
They're
then it's
buddies.
like, but you would think they would be like, we kind of hate B-Dawg. Don't do, you know what I mean? Like they would see what was happening in that, like the last
No,
two
they're
movies.
fucking so rich and white that they were like, our dog's children need to be getting rid of, so we need to get rid of them.
Jeez.
It's,
I don't
dude,
like
I'm
this
just
place.
saying,
This place isn't as
Oh, it's
nice
awful.
as it seems.
Fernfield is terrible. It's like
you can't
privilege
live there.
on a stick, man.
They have their
you
own like
can't live in-
private space station, like flight takeoff
Yes.
thing that's getting
within
built.
20 minutes, like a
yeah,
drive.
the kids
It's-
just go there.
Yeah. So they basically say that that's what it is. We explained it. It is
Yeah.
a test launch for
A commercial
commercial
that can
space flights.
hold
With-
6 people.
No, like rigmarole,
No
no
government
media,
interference.
no.
Oh
it's
yeah, there's like 8 people in this room. No media coverage.
just a
nothing.
field trip.
Oh, that's why.
right. It's like we're gonna
No,
have
before that,
students
Dr.
witness this.
Dr.
occasion.
Finkel gets introduced.
Oh,
The evil
villain.
guy. He's from
The
some.
bad guy?
I think he's from Fringe. Is he from Fringe? He's from a
Yeah,
TV show.
he's
That
from
guy.
a bunch of.
I've seen him.
He was in
things,
Clerks
yes.
too.
I didn't
I know
realize how
that.
short he
Yeah,
was.
the Lord of the Rings guy from.
He's the
Clerks
Lord of the
2.
Rings guy
Yeah.
from Clerks too. Yeah.
He's a working actor.
He
Yes, he's a working actor. He's got to eat.
But he's like trying to sabotage it so he can be the like front runner on the program and replace.
He hates
he hates pie.
What was his name?
Dauber.
Well,
Pie. His name is Pie.
his name is not Dauber.
Yeah, but I
we
want
can
to
call him Dauber.
Dauber.
Yeah, Dauber from Coach.
I didn't watch Coach.
Him and Wetmouth get to be really good friends by the end of this movie. It's disgusting.
Yes.
But when evil scientist dude comes in, he very plainly like says,
I'm trying to ruin you.
Yeah, I want this to
hope
fail.
this fails and we have to do it again.
and then I can be the lead.
Yeah.
He just blankly or openly states that, and then they let him stay in the room.
Yeah, it's like,
and
dude,
touch
take this
stuff.
fucking guy out.
Like, how about you wait with the rest of the world, apparently, who we haven't told that we have a spaceship that can launch from space from like
a commercial
stick.
airport.
Dude, did you see what it launched off of? Good God. Like, it looked like a joke.
Dude, it was
It looked like you were firing a missile and then it went into space with six fucking people.
They just told one school. They told one school
Yes.
they were doing it.
that again.
Not even a one with a paper.
No media
like the
coverage.
shitty, like hallway Gazette wasn't there. Like there's no one reporting on
No
this
print
thing.
media.
But
This is commercial space flight.
But they invited
That's
like
a big deal.
fucking 6th grade class to come
Yeah.
watch it happen.
Yeah,
Why? How?
cause
What?
because they want to educate as well as innovate.
Get the fuck out of here. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense at all. So they're like, oh, well, he tells me I'm gonna fuck your whole career up. And he's like, well, whatever. Go stand over there by the panel that controls everything. Okay.
and nobody's
turn
gonna
my
watch
back.
you. Yeah,
Oh
nobody's
yeah, just
gonna
don't
watch
touch
you.
that port where you can put any USB thing in and fuck everything up. Okay, thanks.
Which he immediately
He
does.
does.
Plugs in a USB. He's like, oh.
Empties the fuel out halfway.
Yeah, he keeps one of the tanks from like filling.
Yeah.
So
And
That's some sabotage shit.
it's just like, what the hell is everybody's problem? Like, the guy's like, ha, I'm here and evil. Everyone turn your back. Avert your gaze.
technically, these are rocket scientists.
Yes.
This space operation is run with the same like shoddy care as I assume the set of this movie was.
Right.
Just nobody's really paying attention. Nobody's double checking shit. They're like, "Well, we went to space." Like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
But I just love, there's this
man.
weird irony to like this place being called Vision Enterprises.
And no one can see
and nobody
anything.
sees fuck all happen
At
in this
all.
film. Like,
One camera in this space shuttle. The whole movie is unraveled. There's 30 minutes less of this movie. Easy.
Dude, you would think the security system alone would be like 400 cameras,
Yeah, a camera on the runway to see puppies.
it's like they didn't want, it was like a secret. Because like, why wouldn't you have cameras to document your private spaceship that flew to the moon in 2 days
Even
and
a
landed?
just a wide shot. Just a wide shot.
Just to prove.
Yeah, just say,
something.
hey, look, there it is. Nothing. There's not
What if
even
they
that.
did send people up? They send 6 people up. There's not a single fucking camera in there. Some guy just goes apeshit and murders, suicides themselves in there. You have no idea what the hell happened. No accountability for anything. You'd be like, please, well, what happened? You're like, oh, we don't have cameras. I'm like, this building costs billions of dollars. You can't buy a fucking camera? It doesn't make any sense.
Why'd you even send it to space? You sent space with no one on it. The idea is there was
and
no
no
one on
cameras
it.
and one little antenna.
Oh my
It
god.
just comes back.
The
Oh,
camera
it's
thing
warm.
It ruins
It's
the whole
warm.
movie.
It definitely got there.
My only defense would be if fucking Dauber was way into Star Trek and was just like, they never had cameras on spaceships.
It's like, they never do it on TV.
It was never in Star Trek. It's not canon. I can't do it.
That's a
I don't know.
space rule. That's a space rule.
No cameras. No Big Brother in space.
So the dogs,
Unbelievable.
So now you probably can guess what happens. The dogs sneak out of the bus.
They get their space suits.
They
Okay.
go into because the kids are being like shown the whole building, and they shows this
By
like,
the evil guy.
by the evil guy who shows them the space suit station.
He doesn't
which-
show it to him. Fucking
kid-
Wetmouth just
Wetmouth
walks his
stands
way in
on
there.
a pad, and it goes human boy, and then And then
I
a
love
fucking
that machine.
perfectly fitting spacesuit comes out of the door.
And he puts it on, and then the
It's
guy's
perfect.
like, "What are you doing? Get away from that!"
It's like, fuck you can't wear that. And he's like, well, fine, wear it. I was like, what?
It's space.
How much does that cost?
Thousands of dollars.
Thousands,
at
easily.
least.
At least, yes.
Easily.
Maybe over tens of thousands of dollars. But so the dogs are staring at it, and this is where we all argued about dogs and how they can can they read?
Yes.
Because we never really established if they
Can they read? Can they understand humans?
humans talking
They
and stuff.
have to be able to.
At this
after
point, I
one.
think it's safe to say they can.
They
humans,
are smart.
yes,
in this
they're
movie.
they're just smart as human
They're-
children.
Yeah, they're fucking idiots, but they're for dogs. Like
Yes. Well, Air Bud is like smarter than a human. Like that's straight up. Air Bud himself is smarter than most people. So the kids are taken out, and the dogs they stand on the pad, and each of
They
them
all
gets
get
their own
suits.
suit. You know, and yeah,
And they all have their own fucking horseshit joke line. This movie.
it's B-Dawg says something about threads or something.
See,
You
and
know,
like
it's
the
pretty-
other ones, there was
yeah.
more humans talking and less of them constantly saying terrible, bad
that
lines.
goes with their characters.
Yeah, like these, like, oh, I'm a girl, I'm filthy, I'm
yeah,
a
the
racist.
I'm a racist.
I am racist. Not he is a racist. I don't know, he could be. I have no idea. It'd be
Mere
hilarious.
existence is racism.
What if, like, in the next,
Incarnate.
what if in the next one, B-Dawg just bites a black person in the
oh
movie?
no,
Dude, don't.
it becomes like To Kill a Mockingbird. It's like it's a trial movie.
Between B-Dawg and Rosebud, there's so
love
much
that.
like sexism and racism happening in a kid's movie.
Yeah, this whole movie is just a thing happens, and then every dog has their joke.
Yes.
And the jokes are all it's just like, oh well,
And-
they encountered zero gravity. Let's hear everyone's zero gravity jokes.
And if you haven't noticed, this one especially, but in the other two Air Buddies movies, every motivation seems to be what's the fat one again?
Butterball, wanting
I
to
keep
eat food.
Yes, the motivation's always like Butterball has to eat. How do we get him into trouble?
Yep.
Because
So
the
they-
other ones don't have any motivation, you know?
So they
It's
put
not-
up, they
it's
the
put
girl
up-
wants to look pretty. That's why they get the
Yeah.
spacesuits. She's the first
She's like,
one.
"Ooh, I
yeah,
like
the first
this."
one,
Oh,
yeah. Set me up,
outfit.
guys.
So they get
Don't.
they walk onto the space shuttle.
They just
They
walk
just
out.
walk on.
Dude,
That's how we figured out
because
they
they're
can
not
read.
filming a motherfucking
Their
thing.
tails are all weird too. We gotta
Oh, God,
mention that.
yes,
How they're
their
all
tails
Tails in the
dinosaurs.
spacesuit, they couldn't really
They're-
quite nail it.
They look like witch hats or something.
Yeah.
Like the top.
They're dinosaur tails.
yeah, they're like sticking
raptors.
straight up and like almost pointed. It's intimidating.
But they walk out on a runway in full
Where there's
view.
3 people.
Scientists.
3 scientists standing out there
They're
with
talking.
clipboards.
The dogs are talking the entire time.
So that
like,
means they're
barking. They're barking.
Yeah.
No one notices them.
bird. Oh.
You know what? I don't want to twist my neck to look at any type of sound. I'm just going
But
to
they
keep worrying
also-
about my job.
It's excruciating long shot of the astronauts walking through the smoke shot.
Oh,
yeah, but with
But
dogs.
it's the dogs. Ugh.
There's a few of those.
hate it.
They walk past these humans,
Yeah, just
right
get-
past their feet. In full daylight view, it's insane.
It does. They were within like 2 feet of those people.
Just up like the space shuttle ramp into the space shuttle. Like,
Sit down in the
this is the
chairs.
biggest day of your life. You built a
This
space
whole
shuttle.
company is depending on today. And there's no one staring
fucking
at
money
it.
it costs to build a space shuttle. If this
Like it
doesn't
would be
work,
so protected. There'd be security everywhere. Everywhere.
Mm.
they get on the space shuttle.
God, it's so sad, man. It's
They go in the
so
space
sad,
shuttle.
dude.
Fucking Butterball just starts eating all the food.
Because
there's
there's
a
a-
space
there's
has
a
a
lunch
food panel
screen.
that has a bean burritos,
chili cheese dogs.
chili cheese dogs,
Steak.
steak, and there was
something else.
fries.
Hamburgers,
It was
I
fries,
don't know.
but it's all. He finds out it's all paste.
Who? That is not. I guess that's
Is
like
that what astronauts eat?
no.
Well,
it's like a
flavoring.
commercial.
It's
for
flavoring.
Like, well, it's gonna be for commercial.
Oh, for civilians,
for you and your
commercials.
wife and your kids to do.
Yeah,
So,
and you know
that's
you're
why I
feeding
was-
your family. That's
Yeah.
the big 4.
Well, kids, we're going to
burritos.
space for 4 days. All we're gonna be able to eat are fucking powdered chili cheese dog. Like Christ, that's disgusting. That is disgusting.
Not a vegetable in sight.
They all sit in these seats that you can't. They have no restraints on.
no.
Not yet. And then B-Dawg, of course, It's like, I'm gonna put these like hot ass glasses on,
Retro
he's like,
shades.
look at
and he
these
actually
retro
grabs
shades,
them
dog.
with his paw and puts them on.
The shot is so terrible.
It's great.
A literal
Yeah.
like a Triumph the Insult comic dog, like little puppy dog arm, like.
And it's the same type of glasses that she uses on the ground.
Yeah, that Astro uses
So
to control the plane.
at that point, did you guys think that I thought B-Dawg was gonna pilot the ship?
Yeah,
but that really never happens once in the whole
and
thing.
it was an accident.
Yes.
Yeah, it happens once accidentally,
Well,
but
we'll
like,
get to it.
wouldn't it be happening all the time? I thought that's what would be happening all like. How,
Yes, that's what I thought.
No,
Why
there
you
was
set
a
that
dog-
up so dogs could fly the ship?
it's operating
Which
on
they did.
blinking.
It happened. No, it happened.
There was
They
a
needed-
payoff.
It did, but I thought the whole time it was.
He
gonna
was
be
wearing
dogs.
them the entire time.
Yeah.
Just because he thought he looked cool.
Oh,
He did.
God, everything he says.
It's disgusting. It's fine.
It's
So then
disgusting.
somebody closes the hatch. They're like, "Oh, there's a break in the weather. We can launch."
They close.
And-
They like. B-Dawg, not
You
B-Dawg.
don't have a camera in.
Butterball has eaten all this. There's trash everywhere.
Yes.
There's
Then that guy,
garbage.
and that guy closes the door. He's right in front of him.
He literally like hits the thing. He's turning the light out when you leave your bedroom. You don't want to like look in. You just hit the
Yeah.
switch.
Oh my god! I just figured it out.
What?
It's more white privilege bullshit. They're just like, that's not my dog. I don't have to deal with that.
Oh, man.
That guy saw that dog eat all the space food in a spacesuit on a ship he was about to fire into space and went, "That ain't my dog," and I ain't saying a word to nobody.
No.
And just closed the door and walked
I'm not
off.
going through all that. I'm gonna have to catch a dog now.
Yeah,
what
I'm gonna have to find out whose that is, and it'll be a whole thing. I'm gonna be in trouble because they're gonna not launch the ship. I'll just leave the dog in the ship.
No,
and let
he
it
just
die in space. Just walk away from it.
Getting a dog corpse out of a shuttle is so much easier. So much easier. I'll just wait till he gets back.
Yeah.
Just shovel him into a wheelbarrow.
I mean, it only weighs like, what, 7 pounds?
Throw
It's
it.
fine. This ship is starting to launch. It's lifted up. So far, these puppies are completely loose in seats.
And we're gonna start a clock on when anyone realizes there's puppies on the ship because it takes way too long.
Oh,
Way,
dude, it's
way
like
too
an
long.
hour, over an hour and maybe 20 minutes into this
All right,
movie.
we need to get through this movie
We
faster.
have to.
We're not
They're just
anywhere.
getting
Because
the
nothing
space.
really happens
I
in
know,
it.
I know. I guess there's
Such
nothing
a
to
small amount of
We'll
things
see.
happen.
All right.
They
So
go to space.
They push like this button event right before it launches that releases like
B-Dog seat,
roller coaster style like
Yeah,
restraints.
B-Dog's sitting up front. The front two seats are the pilot seats.
Yeah.
And a touch screen, like
It just
so
flashes.
generic that you can strike it with a dog paw, pops up and goes engage. Was it like harness
restraints.
engage?
Yeah.
Engage
Which they
restraints.
don't notice on the ground. It doesn't tell them what's happening in the ship.
Yeah, they don't know that the restraints had been activated
It's-
manually. These are the worst fucking scientists.
This is why we should be watching kids movies because
Yeah.
they don't even they don't have to care.
They don't have to give a
No
fuck.
one's ever gonna ask this question. You know, like why wouldn't they see everything? Yeah.
Why would there be cameras?
just somewhere.
One camera.
They didn't even write a line to say why didn't you put any cameras in there? Well, the technology we had just ups the signal in camera lenses or something. Just say it, you know.
Just
don't-
say something,
Just
yeah.
say anything to say. Well, we couldn't afford it. Fine. It's not fine, but you know, it's not fine. But at
Well,
least
you know they
tried.
steal your soul. So
Right.
you know they steal your soul.
Dude,
so
that'd
we
be
can't-
awesome. They create it's like a cult around visions, you know, like they don't believe in filming things. That
That
would be great.
Vision Enterprises.
The
God.
third eye is the only eye.
So
Anyway,
They
so
want
it's-
to privately go to space so they can prove God doesn't exist or something.
That's a big twist.
That'd be great.
Ugh.
So it launches. The buddies are there, and they have
They have
all
a
like
great
their
time.
ears
Yeah.
are on
They go
fishing
into
wire,
space.
and their ears are going up and down on fishing wire.
Oh yeah, as soon as they get to space, they're like, ooh, zero
Oh,
gravity.
dude.
They float around. They
They're
all say a bunch
cognitive
of
of what gravity is.
They're like, whoa, no gravity.
And then the floating sequence takes for fucking ever.
There's so many
awful.
couple sequences where it's just like dogs doing stuff. Like-
for a long time. Hope you're a baby.
because
Jesus Christ, this is
like
gonna
the
happen
last
for a
couple
while.
movies were meant for like I would say what like 10-year-olds. This feels like 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
This is
You
less.
can so clearly tell the dogs are like just being like suspended like
on a
they're
green
just-
screen. Like,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
they looked miserable.
B-Dawg said some horse shit.
Oh, he was like, "Yo, I could slam dunk in space, dog."
"Oh, shut
we were just
the
like,
fuck
"Please,
up."
Lord." Shoot him out of an
fucking-
airlock.
Please.
Oh my God.
I want to see him explode.
Is there a point where someone could sacrifice themselves?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Okay. The ship's in space. Everything's going great.
Then they realize
And then
on the
fuel
ground.
flow.
Yeah, then Slats is like, we got a low fuel warning.
What
He's like, how
happened?
could that be possible?
They don't know how it could be possible.
Dude, that pie guy, what work did he do?
And at the end
He
of
had
the
a
movie,
ferret.
He kept asking, he didn't know how to do anything. He couldn't do anything himself.
at the end of the movie, when they do find out that the problem there's been sabotage, it seems like they find out super quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
It feels like it was super easy. Like
Like,
maybe
that guy-
they could have done it.
Are you saying the pacing wasn't good?
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't insult. I would insult that man.
Yeah, let's take a step back from that. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
they
his
find
face.
out.
He's like, the fuel's low. And then he's like, somebody figure
Dude,
something out.
Hold
Hold on, wait. He goes, he's like, you guys, we gotta figure this out. It cuts to the children all coming home from school and being like, Butterball.
And they're all, like, sad.
Oh,
Rosebud.
kids
no,
are
Oh,
fucking
darkness, my
terrible.
old friend. Yeah, like
no dogs. And then,
Kids
and
are
then
sad. Fuck
when
those kids.
Then when it cuts back to the space
They're all
station,
privileged as fuck. Fuck 'em.
when it comes back to the space station, Slats Bentley back at it goes, we have one option, and Pie's like, what is it? And he's like, well, tell him. Or no, the girl does it.
Astro.
That's right. Astro is
was
the one who does it.
Like she's like, I was looking on a conspiracy theory website.
yeah, this
I
is-
found out that there was still a Russian cosmonaut on a secret Russian
Well, it gets
space
to like,
station.
isn't there that Russian space station? Like, no, that.
Yeah,
that
that's
did-
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, oh,
that
yeah,
burned
it's
up
like-
in the atmosphere years
There you
ago.
go. And then she's like,
she's
actually,
like,
I found out it wasn't on a conspiracy site.
Why
Why write that? Just say it was.
Instantaneously, they have a video feed with a unknown space station that no one knows is there.
Well,
Except for crackpots on a conspiracy website, and then they go boop 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 boop. Oh,
And the best part of the movie
it's
starts
Diedrich
because
Bader.
it's Diedrich Bader getting a paycheck.
Oh man,
They're literally like doing an accent, and he was just like, "Which one?" They were like, "Something." Come on.
Russian
you're-
They
ass.
slapped this fucking Grizzly Adams beard on him.
Oh.
He looks awful.
it looks like his direction was give Russian a try.
Yeah.
Give it a try.
Pretend you're at a costume party and you want to be as offensive as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Be a Russian. Yeah, and then he starts talking in a French accent, and he looks insane. It's like, okay,
It was.
whatever.
It was like 70% French, 30%
Oh, comrades.
Russian.
Oh,
It was weird, man. That was a weird choice.
so weird.
Unless
So-
he watched the last Air Bud, or maybe he likes Air Bud and that's why he's in it, and he was like, "I'm gonna do what
I just
everybody
think-
else has done."
I think
which is the
Diedrich Bader
worst
just says
exit.
yes to money. That's, he's
Yeah,
always
it's
had. No, I don't
patient-
blame
yeah.
him. You make money, whatever.
He's like, because like you said, it's real first take. Like if anyone had said that's no good, he would have worked on it. I believe him.
no, I like Diedrich Bader. I think he would have put in time if he had to. No one asked for anything. They were like, we've got an hour to shoot this. Do what the fuck
He was
ever.
sharing the screen with B-Dawg. I don't.
Yeah, right.
They literally were just like, remember Armageddon, the Russian guy in Armageddon? Just do with
Yeah,
that.
just do that.
It's
Do
that.
that. Like your research is you got to watch Armageddon, and then just you come in and we'll put something on you and you do it.
I've already watched Armageddon. Oh, perfect.
I saw it in '95. Well, let's just
Oh,
remember
absolutely. That's
You
great.
want to shoot now?
Just do that.
You want to do it now?
Okay, he's ready. Like he jumps straight.
Whoa, what? They just glued that beard on and like threw him in front of the
Dude,
camera.
it looks so bad. The beard looks so
really
fake.
bad.
So the Russian cosmonaut is
Agrees
crazy
to like dock them and
and fill it up
refuel
as
them.
long as they don't talk about him existing.
That was their
Because
deal.
he loves being in space.
yeah, they were
alone.
able to offer him stuff, and he was like, "Hey,
This guy's whole life is just he wants to die in space.
Yeah.
He even
the dog
his
says
dog, which is the one from the beginning,
Yeah.
later does say that in a small passive line, like he dreams of dying in space alone. Like,
Wait, hold
Yeah,
on.
he wants to go down with the ship.
which
I
is
think
sad
was
with
the
how the
line.
movie
I
ends.
don't think they said he wants to die in space alone. The line was
that's what they
he wants
said.
to go down
Oh,
with
I want
the
to
ship.
die in
He wants to
space
go-
alone.
Dude, that's the
or the
same
station.
thing.
He wants to go down with the station.
It's essentially the same.
So
thing.
the
No, he
dog's
wanted
name.
to die with the dog.
The dog's name is Spudnik,
yes,
not
yeah.
Sputnik. Spudnik, and he's a
Scott-
Spuds Mackenzie dog.
Yes, that's
It
gotta
works
be
on so many levels.
It's a new level of
People.
laziness.
Robert Vince is a genius. All right.
We
He
got
knows how to work with
McKinsey
players.
dog. What do we
You know
name
what?
him?
What if? Okay,
Sputnik.
my theory is that Robert Vince, as a young teenager, was watching those commercials, and he was like, one day. I love dogs on camera, and one day I'll show the world.
Maybe.
I will tell the
That could be
story.
it, right? I will.
I will tell this dog's story. That dog was always his dog was just looking at the moon as a young pup, just saying, I want to walk on that moon.
Man.
I want to walk on that moon.
Okay, so Diedrich Bader says, don't talk about me and I'll do it. And then they get to the space station. They dock with it. Like
Somebody knocking on your door?
Yes, but Huey's home.
All right.
Yeah. I'm going to fix your microphone real quick.
Oh.
Okay, now we've had all our interruptions out of the way.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
They dock, like, it happens really quick. They get to their
It feels like they
spaceship-
get to the space station in like 20 minutes.
Yes. They're like, oh, this is here. Oh, really? Okay. And it's just there. Okay.
The same time it took for the kids on the bus to get to where the space station launched, or the spaceship launched, it took them to get to the Russian space station. It was just like a little field trip.
It didn't take long.
Is there... Hold on. Pause. All right. We're back. Because we're talking about a dog movie. We had some real-life dog situations happen.
Hell yeah.
But
And if this dog could talk or do anything, it would have helped.
but since
immensely.
they can't talk, we don't know what's going on.
We are currently ignoring an
She
injured
didn't-
dog.
To do this, we're waiting for a response.
We're not ignoring.
No.
We might have to pause again because I might get a phone call regarding the response to this dog. So, but we're gonna continue with Space Buddies because it's worth.
It's important.
It's
This
so important.
is important.
My
work.
God, we're sorry, Trixie. Where were we? Do anyone remember? I think they just
They
got
got
zero
on the
G.
space. They did the zero G.
And
They met
and they know
Yuri.
that the-
We talked about Diedrich Bader and his terrible
The
accent.
Yuri video feed.
Yuri's on his video feed.
So the spaceship is going to dock with the space station.
It docks. The space buddies get off immediately. They're like, "What's going on here? We docked the space station. Let's go explore."
They talk
it."
about aliens because then they all get stabbed.
Oh yeah.
B-Dog's supposed to stay on the ship to make sure everything's okay,
Everything's
but then
alright.
he leaves because he gets scared, just like in the last one, which is why they all get on the ice cream truck.
It's always it's a parallel.
Anyway.
they basically take the script and copy it for the theme. Yeah. And,
But so he runs into Sputnik, but he's like backlit.
Oh, it's
and
an
he's like, it's an
alien.
alien. And he
Yeah,
like
it's not an
offers
alien.
up Butterball because he has more fat on him because he eats all the time. God damn
classic.
he's not
uh,
even bigger, but
it.
it's fine.
Anyway,
He just wears a bigger jersey.
he just dresses dumb.
Butterball's gonna die so quick. He eats so much human food.
It's not good.
It's really bad.
It's
It's really bad. That
Dogs
much human
typically
food.
don't have personal chefs.
Yeah.
So then they make friends with Sputnik, and they're hanging out, and he's giving them a tour of the ship.
Does he talk about his boy Sasha?
He talks about how his goal is to get back home to Sasha.
He
his
talks
boy.
about that in the opening thing too. He talks about
Yes.
it.
Yes.
That's his big thing, his boy.
And I thought he meant his child.
No.
You saw
his
the picture of a
owner,
little
the boy
boy and
who
a
owned
dog,
it.
and
Yeah,
you're like,
that
"Oh,
was
that's
like-
my son and his boy."
No, but I just thought that I thought it was a separate thing. Like his boy Sasha was like his puppy that he had a long time ago. I was like, oh, and then later on I was like, oh, his actual. He said it's human. I would have been like, okay,
yeah, it's my boy.
My boy.
my boy.
They do that a lot in.
Oh, we
in-
forgot to mention when the dogs get their costumes, the machine goes canine puppy. I just thought that was fucking awesome.
I knew its age and
Yeah,
everything.
canine.
So that's Sputnik kind of like he
He gives him a tour. He points out that there's like a garden, and he's like, "This is where we
which
make our
does not
food."
come into play.
No, at all.
That garden is not coming to play.
But he's like, "This is our." Well, it explains how they've been able to live in
The
space
space so
for
long.
He
however
says it's
long
where
they said it
but
was.
he also says that's where we get our fuel.
yeah, which I did not understand.
It's just it's
Once
just
again, I don't
plants.
think those details really not. I mean, I know, but that was extra shit that we actually didn't need. Of all things, like I didn't care about how they've lived in space.
But
that
it's
long.
the most interesting
thing,
that
right,
we've
yeah.
seen so far. The rest of it is just like, I'm a puppy. I like to eat a lot. I like to get dirty. It's like, we grow fuel. What?
Could
But
they
it's
also
just-
say that they have the solar panels, and that's what powers everything. So what fuel are they talking
It's like
about?
you said it was biodiesel.
Biodiesel,
It's
yeah.
a biodiesel space station. All right.
Yuri.
What?
That's how it's still running. Those things are reliable.
He
Those
shows them where
diesels.
the shitty fucking kitchen is in this place, and Butterball's
food.
But there's vegetables.
There's vegetables and packages. Yeah.
And Butterball's like,
Where's the
vegetables.
beef?
Where's the beef?
He
Oh, says where's the beef? God damn it. Yeah.
Garbage.
What's the audience?
I don't know. I
Is
mean,
that
I guess
for all
that's
the parents that are
parent-
making their kids
Has to
watch
be.
this?
I remember that.
I remember
yes.
that T-shirt I owned.
Yuri comes down.
And he's like, "Oh,
Then
the
he realizes
puppies,
it's puppies.
the puppies! Oh, ho, ho.
Oh, also at this point, just on the camera thing, that space station has a camera because they can see Yuri. And their fucking more futuristic, amazing ship has no cameras.
Yeah, that space station's like from the 80s or something.
But then they turn
ridiculous.
off that camera and they're just listening to him for the rest of the
Dude,
time.
don't even. Let's just assume
Oh,
that
God, all right.
explaining the communication problems is insane.
All right, so he figures out there's dogs, and he's like, "Well, I'm going to keep these dogs."
He's like,
so we got
these
more
are my. He's
friends.
like, the Americans. They sent me a present.
For filling up their spaceship.
5 puppies.
5 puppies, in which he doesn't ask. He doesn't say anything to the Americans about it. He just accepts it blindly.
Yeah, he doesn't say anything. And also, if you're living on a space station, your food, your water, it's all very like rationed, especially since you're growing it.
Right.
You've been there for 10 years, and all of a sudden, here's 5 growing dogs. That's not going to fuck his plans up at all? That's not going to fuck with him?
It's a lot of mouths to feed.
Yeah.
5 golden retrievers,
Especially Budderball.
man.
What if, yeah, Butterball.
Fucking
he's-
eat him at a house at home.
Dude, he would eat him. At the yeah. Okay. That's when he locks them in the kitchen.
Yep.
He closes the door and locks them in the kitchen, and then proceeds to not tell anybody that's happening.
Then he does a Russian dance.
Oh God.
He does the Russian. Well, he hooks up the fuel
I can just
line.
imagine
He's-
Robert Vince going, "Diedrich, just go full Russian now."
You know Russians.
You know
they
how
do the.
They do the squat.
I'm surprised he
jump
wasn't
thing.
holding 2 like nesting dolls or something. Okay, we gotta pause again. For a dog-related issue.
Tune back in.
Tune back in.
back into it.
We're recording again. Yay!
Yay!
It's been 2 hours since we stopped.
We just watched a full-length Jeffy movie.
I was sitting at the vet with my dog and getting her toe relocated.
Relocated.
What's
like
the opposite of dislocated? Rejointed? I don't know. They popped it
guess.
back in.
Relocated makes it sound like they took it somewhere.
Yeah, they took it off and then
They
put
won't
it
tell me.
on a packing truck and then yeah.
They won't tell me
Yeah.
where it is, but they gave me a clue.
It's on an Amazon drone somewhere right now.
This
Point
clue
is, it was
gonna-
a dog emergency
There was a dog situation
during our dog
she was in a
podcast.
dog fight club, and she went for a Muay Thai kick, and you're not supposed to do those. And she dislocated her shit.
Yeah, but she's okay.
She's
Everything's okay. And Space Buddies, and you guys watched Absolute Zero.
Both Ian and I were prepared to shoot this dog if we had to.
I know. Thank you.
I'm that committed.
It's very. I
I'm
was,
that
I was
committed.
really, impressed with your commitment and your friendship.
I bought a gun. Well,
Yeah,
While
within
you
two
were
hours,
waiting,
yeah. It's quite
Fucking
big.
Trump's
But let's put it
America.
away.
Pew,
Yeah, I
pew,
know.
All right. I'm
America's
just
great again. It's great again. You
I'm
know.
gonna sit on
Yeah,
the
you can
table.
buy a
I'm just gonna
gun
sit
in
on the
like an
table.
hour.
I want you to know
sound
that.
effect of a gun setting down on a table.
I want you to know that I have it.
It's like an elephant gun. Okay.
You did that. We watched a fantastic film.
Absolute Zero.
I love it. One of
We'll,
my
we'll
favorites.
probably do that at a later date. It seems really good.
It's
Matt,
really
and
funny.
Matt's a
Come
big
back?
fan.
Can I come back on
Yes.
for the Absolute Zero
We'll
episode?
we're gonna have Ian back for Absolute Zero.
Because of this travesty.
This Trixie.
Look at me when I'm talking to you. I see you.
Can you see her?
Yeah, she's right there. Well, look at me.
She's
were
had a hard day. Leave her.
She's a
know.
big Space Buddies fan, and we were
true.
taking it to that. We were taking it to task, and she had to
She
go. And
lost her
she was-
mind.
If anyone hates film criticism, it's Trixie. Let me tell you. She.
All right. So we were at the
So
point.
we were at where Sputnik.
He locked the buddies in a
Right.
closet.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the kitchen, and he's going to celebrate by drinking vodka that he makes on the ship somehow. Because the dog Sputnik says that at some point.
Oh yeah, he's like, my owner seems
Well,
to
they
like
probably
it.
grow potatoes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
potatoes.
See, that's how. There it is. It all ties in.
So he's drinking vodka and the
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
The
As
dog,
he says in his Russian accent.
Sputnik. Okay.
Spudnik.
Spud.
Sputnik
That's his
is
name.
a dog astronaut, like legitimately.
dog-
we will
a dog-
come to find
a
out.
dogmanot.
A
He's a
dogmanot.
dogmanot.
He calls himself that multiple times. I think other people referred to him that way also.
How come nobody knows about? There should have been a sidequel or
About him.
prequel about Sputnik, where it's like he attains the level of fame like
Air
Bud
in
does,
Russia.
but in
He's
Russia.
the Russian Air
There needs to be a
Bud.
Russian Air Bud about
Yeah.
Sputnik.
There's what he like
Because he can do
plays-
anything.
He plays chess really well.
Yeah.
That's where he plays
Oh my
chess.
god, that'd be great.
Chess and
so
horseshoe
good.
really well. Like weird games, yeah. And then
But,
5-finger fillet.
shuffleboard, like what?
Because he puts a record on. Because he knows how to put records on record
Yeah, he's
players.
like Sputnik's like, I'm gonna help out you space buddies. I'm gonna help you guys
'Cause
out.
He wants to kidnap you and you want to get back on your ship.
He wants to go back home too.
And he wants to go home to go to his son.
Yuri's like, let's
Yes, no,
his boy. His
my boy.
his boy. And Yuri just wants to drink. Right, he just wants to get drunk right now, right?
He's
He
like,
just-
he's
he's
like, you
excited
and me,
to have-
Sputnik, we're gonna die up here.
Yep.
See,
So
there
it's
is like a morbid thing about him, man. He wants to die in the space station, and he wants it to
does.
be a secret.
He wants
it
to
to
He
Don't
wants to
tell
die
anyone I'm here.
alone in the darkness of space.
Unremarked.
I would watch
That's a
that
kid's
prequel movie. I
man.
would watch
Why
that
the fuck
prequel
would you
movie.
add that?
Yeah! It's pretty fucked up.
It's pretty dark.
Here's a
dude.
man at the edge of his sanity. He does not. He has nothing to return to. Earth, the planet Earth, holds nothing for him. He wants to
I've left
die
that behind.
alone in space with my dog. That is a broken shell of a man.
So much so that his government
what
has
did I
given
say
up
we were
on him.
watching
The
it?
Yeah,
the
they
Russian
abandoned
government
him.
has given up on this man.
Thank God they read that
Yeah, they didn't try
conspiracy
to get him.
website.
Because
And
clearly,
they discovered him.
yeah, they could have found him in less than an hour.
He's been Skype chatting with like conspiracy Tumblr
He
girls.
loves chat roulette. He loves chat roulette. He's really good at the it looks like I'm masturbating, but I'm not gag. He's really good at that one.
He also
He's actually
was
holding Sputnik's leg.
he was
It's rubbing up and down.
he was
Yeah.
really creepy about how happy he was to have more dogs there. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, more friends.
Younger dogs.
Yeah,
too.
they really leave the
Stress.
door open for some jokes there, but we're not going to go there.
We're not gonna go there,
But they're there.
but they're there. So
And they shall sit there.
Sputnik's helping out the space buddies because he's like, I want to go home. I want to see my boy.
Yeah.
He
He puts music on. He starts dancing.
He opens a music box.
Well, then he puts on
He
a
puts
second
on a record.
Oh, he puts on a record.
And he's like, "Oh, more dancing. I don't know, Sputnik." And he's like, "All right, fine, I'll do it."
I don't know.
because he knows if he puts
I'm
on music,
Italian now. Put on the music,
The music of my people.
Russia. Like what?
you know
is happening?
Russians. If you put music on, they start dancing.
How the
Yes.
fuck did Diedrich Bader not work a Yakov Smirnoff in there?
I don't
Right.
know,
Do you know what I
right?
mean? If you're
In
gonna do
Russia.
this, yeah, right. In space station, like
Something.
he
Some
worked
shit.
some hack in there. He worked plenty of
There's
hack in
plenty
there.
of
Yeah.
hack in there.
all
I mean,
right.
it's a buddy's movie. Every
It's
line
a-
of dialogue in this fucking movie is just like, did a dad write that? Like, did you ask
That's-
someone's
yes.
grandfather what a dog that acts like a black person should say? Like, is that what's happening? Doesn't somebody say? He says something about like, I'm getting jiggle with it.
I'm getting jiggle with it.
I'm getting jiggle with it. I'm just like, what's happening? What? The
Like,
references don't make sense for how long they said that space
That's
station.
2009. Getting jiggy with it's like what year?
90.
10 years, so maybe
It's late
yeah,
90s,
yeah,
it's
maybe-
late 90s.
maybe it's
98.
fine. Getting jiggy
It's like
with
right
it.
before Men in Black.
No.
Anyway,
Fine.
he
That's
starts
like 10
falling
years.
asleep, and then Sputnik opens a
He
Russian.
tires himself out from dancing. He dances
Yeah.
so hard, and after I dance, I get to sleep.
Get to sleep. No, he said yakkered schnackered.
Well, yeah, I probably
He
Some
said a
weird
lot of
shit.
dumb
I
shit.
probably punched
Diedrich
that
Bader's
up.
just fucking saying words.
yeah, there was a lot
knackered
of
smackered.
there was a lot of speaking Russian in parentheses at the bottom of the screen.
yeah, the subtitles was like speaks in Russian.
Something. I don't know.
I don't know.
It was gibberish,
Russian.
probably.
Meanwhile, the space buddies are breaking out of the kitchen. They ram the door in a wonderful gag.
Oh yeah, where Butterball's face indents the door, the metal door, with his head.
Dead.
And they're like, "Oh my god, he's unconscious."
Well, what about these space nachos?
And he
Oh,
wakes
space
up.
nachos. See, he's fine.
Great joke.
We should.
Dude,
Why
great
didn't we
joke.
try that with Trixie's toe?
I know. I should have.
Oh, your toe hurts. Would it still hurt?
What about these house
What about
nachos? Like,
You got toe nachos.
yeah,
Like, would you like those? Oh.
yeah. She's still.
She's laying
Okay,
down. She's fine.
good. All right. It's been a long podcast.
But then
yeah.
Sputnik opens the door. They all hide because they hear somebody coming. Sputnik opens the door. And he's like, "Hey, buddies, let's get the fuck out of here." And they're like, "Great, it's Sputnik. This is awesome." And then Butterball steals some
this point,
spinach or
we should-
broccoli for no fucking
he
reason.
we
does.
should
He's-
also note at this point, there's been shots where, like, you saw Diedrich Bader just like in Armageddon. He hooks up a hose, and then like you
it's
see
been
it
squirting.
Yeah, it starts squirting gas everywhere.
And when they start running out,
Yeah.
after Sputnik lets them out, it cuts back to the mission control, and they're like, "There's something wrong. There's like the tanks are full, but there's pressure building."
Right? Yeah, and that's
We're
when
like,
it starts
"Dude, they're
spurting.
gonna blow up fucking
Yeah.
Diedrich
Bader.
Bader. This is nuts."
It's
so
Why
fucked.
is it so dark?
I don't know. He
It
wants to
doesn't
die,
need-
and then they're
It's darker
then they
because he
make
wants
happen.
it. It's darker because he wants it. You're like,
Yeah.
because you're inside. Are like, is it a bad thing if they blow him up? Is it
If
just
you're
the
like
end of
pro
his?
euthanasia, I guess it's like he's
Like
asking
he's
to die.
completely lost it. And he doesn't-
Kevorkian would like this movie.
Mm.
Get his review. Put that on a fucking box. That'd be awesome.
I would like that for most movies. How does
I
Kevorkian
approve.
feel
I
about
approve
this?
of this movie's morality. I think Kevorkian. So good. It'd be flying off the shelves.
Oh man. So yeah, like he sees that the puppies are loose, right?
Got loose pops.
They get into the ship before he does, and they close all the little hatches
Because fuck him.
because there's all these like floor height dog buttons, which I guess makes sense if Sputnik was
Sputnik
like
is in
an
it, yeah,
actual
yeah.
astronaut.
Sputnik's a dog.
He's a
that works
dogmanaut.
there, so
Yeah,
he's a
if
dogmanaut.
he was like a legit dogmanaut, that makes sense that everything would be that
Yeah,
low.
there's
because
nothing
they designed
unlegit.
it for a dog to operate it, obviously.
Nothing unlegit about a dogmanaut.
Dogmanaut.
I mean, there's a lot of fucking fake stolen valor dogmanauts walking around
Yeah,
airports
he went
all over
through it.
America.
He got the medal.
That was a joke for no one. Because I'm the only person who watches stolen valor videos because I think they're funny.
Stolen valor. Is that where people lie about being in the military?
Yes, and then
I
people
thought-
go, "Oh, you were not in the military, or you were not an astronaut, or you're not."
I've heard about those,
Oh,
like-
they're great.
Don't
people
people
get
get
mad
mad at movies and stuff too?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. Anywhere they see them, dude. It's
Like
awesome.
if Sam Jackson dresses as a soldier, they get angry about it.
I don't know about that. I only
Oh.
watch videos of people confronting people in public.
Do
It's
people really get
fantastic.
mad about fake astronauts?
They either like never
Fake
saw.
astronauts. Like,
You really go to space, motherfucker. Why are you in here if you went to space? I
My
don't believe
daddy
you.
served in space.
geez.
All right.
Yeah, where are we? Oh, the dogs.
Yeah.
This
It's
podcast
everyone-
has just become like a memory test.
Yeah. Well, it's been way too long since the
Yeah.
movie.
Do you want to just pause it, watch it again?
Pause it?
This episode's gonna take like 10 hours.
It's gonna
Dude.
be a
Huey's
trip
gonna
into the
come home
human
and
mind.
like, get like bit by some poisonous snake, and we're gonna have to save his life or something. It's gonna be dog shit. All right,
Like jumps out
just
right as he
right
opens
in
the
his
door.
fucking eye.
Quick, call the hospital. Like, what?
What's happening?
All right, we'll be right back to Space Buddies after this. That car accident happens outside. It's like, oh man,
We're never gonna leave.
because like all the buddies get on the ship, including Sputnik, except Butterball, right? Is it Butterball?
It's supposed to be like an
'Cause he's
Indiana
dragging that
Jones like
thing. He's
thing
dragging
with the
that broccoli
but
thing.
It's dumb.
So
It doesn't
in
even
some
matter.
attempt to create tension.
There was no tension.
This is this is probably the highest point of tension in the whole movie.
There was no tension.
because I thought
I didn't even really understand what the problem was.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, why isn't he just walking in?
Yeah,
the
why
door?
is
because what happens is they close the door and Diedrich Bader starts beating on the thing with like a tool of some some kind.
He
and
has a
creates
wrench.
He has a
sparks.
wrench, yeah.
And that's what causes the explosion.
Oh, right.
Is the sparks hit
Dude,
fuel.
it lights his feet on fire.
Yeah,
it lights him on fire.
He is on
Dude, it's
fire.
like
at a
I said,
certain point.
it's like that is like a 99% oxygen atmosphere.
Yeah,
like as
it would
soon
be
as
a
you set a
mess.
fire in there, you're done. You're finished.
The Space Buddies also would have been done. They were real close to it would have been a huge explosion.
Unless the dog was in there farting constantly. And we know he isn't because of what happens later.
Oh my god.
We're nowhere in this movie.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
This is
I
the
feel
only
like there's so much left.
There's not.
They haven't even gone to the moon.
No, they go to the moon next, and then they come home.
Well, no,
'cause
hold on. But when the
other
spaceship
stuff.
explodes,
Yeah, oh yeah, dude.
fucking a chunk of it shoots out,
And it's Diedrich Bader in a escape pod.
in an escape pod rocketing off into space, and you're just like, "That's awesome."
Well,
okay,
escape-
the guy
Well, at
lives.
least he didn't just die like that. It was insane.
But
I
everyone
kinda wanted
assumes
him
he
to die.
died. We gotta
Everyone's-
make that. Mission
no one
Control
cares.
and the dogs assume he died, and no one's
Yeah.
like mourns it.
Nope, they're just like, well, he
and
said
also-
nobody. We weren't allowed to say anything. So why should I care
But got
about him?
vaporized, whatever.
The dogs are alive. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, even nobody knew he was alive already, and then some people thought he was alive, and then those people think he's dead too. So he's beating all the odds.
It's like, who do you want? What do you say? Oh, that guy who everybody thought was dead,
And they
you
still
probably
don't-
never heard of to begin with. He actually wasn't dead, but then he died. And we're like unceremoniously because of some dogs. But
They still
who
don't know
wants
the
to
dogs
hear
are there.
about that?
They still do not know that there are
Yeah,
dogs on
at this
board
year's,
this.
God, that's such a good point.
They
They're like,
still have
"All
no
right,
idea.
At this point, they think it's an unpiloted ship, and Diedrich Bader blew himself up.
Yep.
That's
And
insane.
they're just like, well,
Oh,
fuck
because
him
he's
then.
talking about puppies, and they're
They
like,
think
"This
he's
guy's
fucking-
a crackpot."
It's fucking loon. Like,
No, the
He's,
best part of that is that he goes, this guy's talking about puppies like a maniac. And he's like, yeah, he only has one dog. Like the pluralization. Like,
That's
he doesn't
how
even
insane
speak
he
proper
is.
English. Come on.
this guy's so insane. He pluralizes mammals.
He's throwing S's around.
Ah, what?
S's? You're throwing S's?
He's, all right. Where are we?
Here,
He
go on
right
to the moon.
there.
Oh, yeah.
This is like the last piece of drama in the movie because the rest of the movie is just goes as planned. Like the
No.
story.
Except one thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay.
Dr. Fecal Matter,
A
or
couple
whatever his name
things.
is.
Fecal right at the end.
Because that kid calls him Dr. Fecal, which is a weird fucking joke from a kid. Like, I didn't know
Dr.
fecal
Fecal.
as a word at that age, you know? Like Dr. Poop or something.
This is shitty, but funny.
Yeah, it is.
But
Dr. Fecal.
Bill at the comic book store.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that's just for me and Bob. But when I was
And
a
Bill.
kid, he made me a hat that said "Stool Boy" on it, and he gave it to me, and I didn't understand what it meant, and I was like wearing it, and then Michelle came in the store and was like, "Why are you doing this to him?" When I
Oh,
was
'cause
like,
you thought it was like for stoles, like for
like I
sitting?
had no idea what it was. He just like made a
Oh.
paper hat and was like, "Wear this."
Oh, it
if
was
you're
a
gonna-"
paper
and I was like,
hat.
oh, "Okay."
God, good thing he wasn't a guy in a van.
He was the owner of his store.
Wear
was it?
this, all right.
Whatever. All
I'd
right,
be
fine.
fine with that dude's advance just wanted to work.
Stool Boy. I had no idea what it meant. I was like, okay.
Because you poop boy. Little poop boy.
Did you poop around him?
No.
Okay.
So the buddies are in space. And they're going to the moon. They're all fueled up. They're like, fuck yeah.
We're great. We're
Great.
going to-
now we're getting some
well,
ground
no.
control stuff, right?
Sputnik goes, "Hey guys, we're not going to Earth. We're going to the moon." And they're like, "Oh, cool."
It's always been my dream to go to
To the moon.
Right.
Then they go to the moon.
There's so much
Then
crap.
we watch them walk on the fucking
Dude, when they
moon.
land on the moon and they're the zero gravity stuff, it cuts between wide shots of CGI, which is the exact level of CGI you would expect
It's
from this
nuts.
space buddy.
They put on different spacesuits with like the helmets and stuff.
Yes, that means they had a machine on that ship that could resuit them.
Canine.
That's insane.
That ship was not big enough to have another room for
that.
suiting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
Also, Sputnik, he brought his helmet.
Sputnik brought his own helmet.
Yeah,
But the fact that they had other spacesuits is bananas.
absolutely bananas.
And when they get off the ship, that's when we figure out where the only camera on this fucking spaceship is, which is right under the belly of it for some reason. Like, why is that the camera?
The
Why
only
isn't
shot.
it looking out the cockpit or like at the view of the front of the ship or something.
It's the most useless camera to have.
It's insane.
The only thing it's good for is spotting puppies coming off the loading ramp.
Because when the
But
loading...
at first, can we just say when they get off the loading ramp too?
There is such a
Ground
long...
control thinks that they're aliens at first. Remember they
That's
say
what I was going to say, because they're
like,
like, wait
they
a
don't
minute.
even. They're so out there of
But
what's
they're
happening.
fucking morons. They somehow be able to build a ship that can land on the moon, but when they're approached with our door to our ship open for no reason, and now we see things that look like dogs in shitty costumes, and they go, "Oh my god, they might be aliens!" You're like, "You guys,
Some kind of
How did
some
you
kind
build
of
a
creature.
how did the 6 people in this room accomplish this? Because you're all morons."
Literal astrophysicists.
Okay, now you guys
Aliens!
help me on this. Is this when did the ferret start talking to people? Start talking to the dogs?
At this point, when the people realized
Right.
they're there.
They were.
'Cause the
they
Because
Because they were like,
she
we
real-
got to get them back
Because
because
Galaxy,
of this,
what's her
and
name?
that, yeah.
Gravity.
Gravity
Realizes that the only way the pups can get them back is if they get. She tells them to get back on the ship.
Well, they see them, then they all run off, and it's the fucking bullshit CGI dogs running and jumping.
Oh my
Right,
god,
the
that
PR
scene
thing.
is so slow.
Then the guy's like, we can't let anybody know about these dogs. The owner of the company.
Dude, this shit is so meandering
I
and
know,
not
but-
focused.
Well, it'll
It's-
take a second. You're making it take way longer by
I-
this.
I-
could have been done by now, but I'm still talking to
Go
you.
ahead.
I
Go
was
ahead.
saying that
ahead.
the movie was slow.
He goes, the guy's like, this is a PR nightmare. So the guy who's been trying to sabotage it, like, leaks it, and then all the news people start covering it like they should have been anyway from the beginning. Right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I don't
It's
understand.
assumed. It's not shown that fecal matter did that.
It is,
Yeah, it is.
it's
Dr. Stinkle.
implied, but he definitely did it.
He said he.
Did he say that?
Well, he didn't say I leaked it, but I thought it was a pretty strong
Yeah.
implication.
Well, he
Yeah.
decides that them killing puppies in space is a good way for him to get the job.
Yeah.
yeah,
So he
He's gonna
makes
try
it
to kill the
he
puppies.
makes it happen.
Yeah.
it's at this point that
Then you get people around the world watching it, and you get that the reporter outside.
they keep doing the shots of like the different reporters on the different news stations across the who give not one of them mentions the man who
Hold on,
died.
we still haven't
No.
actually revealed when they realize they're not aliens. Is
Yeah.
when they turn on the microphones in the head
And
in
they
the
hear it.
helmets, and it's a bunch of barking, and they go, "Oh, it's just a bunch of dogs."
It's like, do you realize what has happened
Fucking
here?
idiots.
Like, no one realized what occurred today.
You know, yesterday it took 2 days
Yeah,
to
2
get
days.
to the moon.
So, no, like, some point, dogs got in here, were suited up, got into the ship, and we launched them into space without realizing it.
Some canine stowaways, it seems. That's not. You don't
no,
laugh.
you're like, how the fuck are we this disorganized?
Say,
How are
I
we
mean,
this
honestly,
disorganized?
Is it
Mr.
you
Stinkle
slats?
won already because you shouldn't be having dogs in the ship.
Yeah.
No
You should
dogs.
already get the job just on the mere fact that there are puppies in there.
Well, at this, I mean, after
There's
the
no
end of
cameras. Nobody double checked before they
they
Right.
were
launched.
monitoring the ship for 2 days
I'm
and
saying
didn't know that
Dauber
there
should
were
lose
dogs.
his job based on the fact that
Yeah.
the puppies
Shouldn't
are
have-
there.
Shouldn't it have been like
Everybody.
someone's eating all the food in the ship? Shouldn't they have that diagnostics?
Yes.
Someone
Butterball
someone's
literally
been
breathing
hitting,
that thing the whole time.
Yeah, he ate. They were empty by the,
They filled that thing with food, and then it was emptied, and no one was supposed to be.
and there was no one on the ship, and they don't go. Oh, I guess
They
were-
They ran out of food at one point. That's
Yeah.
not good. Can't be in space.
God,
without
the
food.
incompetence level is insane.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's when
we just got to move past
Yeah,
that.
that's when-
Everyone's
so now
so
the plan on the
dumb.
ground is to they got to get the dogs back into the
Gotta
ship.
get it back on the
But
ship.
the ferret realizes that she can actually, because she's an animal, can communicate.
Does anybody ever notice that ferret? Like the ferret, so the ferret hops on the radio to
Amy
talk to them.
Sedaris.
Amy
Yeah.
Sedaris, and she does it a bunch of times. Does anyone ever notice that? Like
No.
there's
They
Not
think-
until
They
later.
think she's just like chirping in it.
yeah.
That's it.
They think she's chirping. Like do they literally think, oh, she's talking to the dogs? That's cute.
They don't notice
I don't
it
think they
because
do.
she's not.
She like secretly puts her paw on the button
Oh, she's
and then chirps in it.
No one is paying attention
It's
to
a-
a fucking ferret. They let 6 dogs on a plane, and you're wondering why nobody thought it was strange that a ferret was standing in front of a microphone. What kind of question is that, Ian? Come on, think.
No, it's a good
Well,
question.
I would think
It's-
once you got a
it's
dog
like
problem-
a chaos. How can you keep track of anything?
You're like, hey, first step, let's lock down the animals right here. Let's lock down the animals right in front of us. so they can't cause more trouble. That would be my first step. All right, we got a puppy problem. What's that ferret doing? Let's make sure we don't have a ferret problem.
Yeah, that thing could go rogue at any minute.
Now I'm suspicious of all animals.
Planet of the Apes all of a sudden. It's like, yeah, Jesus.
Lock them up.
They're stealing.
That would be the best direction this could have all went. Is like these puppies
Oh,
take over the
trilogy.
world.
Man, if they came back and Airbud was God and all that, that'd be good. Statues of Airbud.
I was gonna say they land in DC and it's the fucking
Airbud at
in
the
the
Lincoln
Lincoln-
Memorial. Oh, that'd be good. That'd be really good. If they had any fucking like sense of humor, and
DC
vision,
Budderball,
that'd-
you did it! You son of a bitch, you did it!
Why are you mad, Budderball? Oh, I don't know.
I'm hungry.
Yeah. And then you fart and the movie ends. Fucking
Oh
awesome.
my god!
God
that's-
damn, we haven't even gotten to that.
Yeah, nope.
So
That's after they leave the moon.
they
Yeah.
get back on the ship.
Because of the ferret.
Yeah,
who
because
does
everyone's
it?
freaking out. They're like, "How are we gonna get him back on the ship?" And they just
Ferret.
Buddha steals a moon rock with the robot.
With the
Oh, yeah.
robot arm on the ship that they control.
He can
Yeah.
operate a robot arm.
Yep.
This puppy, this space buddy,
Yep.
he can operate with just instantly.
Don't. We're 8 movies into this, Ian. He can operate a crane. It's fine. He's done it before.
I'm pretty sure they can
a
do
raccoon drove a car in one of these things, dude. It's fine.
I'm pretty sure Airbud's like family could do better at trigonometry than me.
They
That's how smart they are.
Yeah, what if it ended up being like an Apollo 13 thing where they had the dogs were like calculating like arcs and shit? Oh,
the
that'd be
dogs
so
seem
good.
so much more competent than the people.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's like, dude,
absolutely.
there's like no drama to the whole movie. Like, they're just sitting there like, what are we going to do? How
We're
this,
gonna get him.
And like the music's bouncing. It's like, this is a big problem. And then it's like, the dogs just walk back. They're just like, hey,
The dog
go-
like touches something with their paw, like, oh, it's
Oh,
fixed.
yeah.
Oh,
The
you could do that
weasels-
from the base that you made a ship that you control it with.
Don't do that. Oh, we forgot when it landed on the moon was when the ship lands on the moon is when fucking B-Dawg's glasses get turned on and it starts flying all crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
And then
right.
Sputnik sort of takes it over and
And
then
Sputnik learns
realizes
how to-
what's going
right,
on,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
he puts it back
The
on
blinking-
autopilot.
Yeah,
Jesus
because Sputnik's a boss. He
Well,
he knows
Sputnik's an
his shit.
actual astronaut.
He's a
He
dogmanaut.
flew the
Dogmanaut.
ship
A
for
legit
like a
dogmanaut.
minute.
Yeah.
He was flying a spaceship.
That's
That dog is more miraculous than all 5 of these puppies because they don't really play sports.
Like
Have
you
we
said,
talked
Sputnik's the
about-
Russian Air Bud.
yeah, he's amazing.
Have we talked about the time difference between him and his boy,
Oh, dude.
Sasha?
Can we? Is it even feasible to talk
I
about?
swear to God, they
Like,
say that space station disappeared 10 years
Years
ago,
ago.
which means he'd have to already be in space unless it disappeared
but
instantly.
he had a long enough relationship with his human
that
that he established that human loved him, and the human built a statue to him.
The
He
little
loved
boy
but
him.
it
has a
looks exactly
statue.
like he looks now, but it's supposed to have been 10 years.
Yeah, the little boy's still a little
Sputnik has
boy.
to
And
be
the,
like
the little
old
boy
as
was
fuck.
what? He was probably like 13, 12.
Yeah.
Sputnik has to be like 20.
At best, that child was 3 when that was a dog.
There,
Yeah.
but there
That
wasn't
kid
there a
wouldn't be
picture
like
at one
Sputnik.
point of the little boy with Sputnik that he was like looking at? I feel like in the very beginning when he
mean,
was reminiscing, he was just-
Probably. It doesn't matter because the movie
the
doesn't
timeline
care.
is the fact that there's a
movie just-
statue. They could have just not had the statue.
The statue was a
The
bit
statue
much.
ruins the
It's
timeline
a
thing.
bit
It's like,
much.
do you know how he looks now? You made the statue now.
Did you assume what he would look like? Is that like?
He looks like Bud
but he would have been
McKenzie,
old. He would
but
have
with
had
the
to have been old
dog
enough
nut
already to
costume.
like be trained to be an astronaut.
Yeah, the dog has to be trained,
And this,
which
'cause
I
it's
gotta
like-
imagine takes like 2 years at least to
The
train him to do
space
that
station-
stuff.
Well, when you're a puppy, it's quicker.
This movie.
So they get on the
Sputnik's way cooler than
spaceship.
Airbud ever was.
Ever was?
Airbud is bullshit. Sputnik is the real fucking dog. I bet he's got
Sputnik.
4,000 children. The only
probably
reason he
does,
doesn't
man.
is because he's in space for 10,000 years. He's back up on his game.
10,000 years.
It's like
It's all
Interstellar.
farce.
I'll tell you something. I like Sputnik's owners way better.
They seem like a good family.
I meant Diedrich Bader.
He could dance better than
Yeah.
B-Dawg's owners.
Yeah, dude. I wish he would just.
Oh.
I wish Diedrich Bader's character would just stay throughout the rest of the movies and just be this crazy.
I was hoping that's what it was
Russian
gonna.
dude that fight. They gets like
Well,
Santa
we'll
Paul's
get to
face.
it, we'll get to
yeah,
it.
we'll see. It's not gonna happen.
So they're leaving the moon.
These dogs.
Everybody once
These
again
dogs are leaving the moon.
turns their back the children at this point have figured out, since the news reports,
that
their dogs are on the spaceship, so they go to the mission control and get in. And then they're like, look, they're fine. We're gonna, something with the flight happens that allows everyone to once again turn their back on Finkel as he stands at the computer and puts his USB stick
changes the course correction to go through a meteor shower. And Wet Mouth sees him do it.
Yes, the Wet Mouth kid looks over the board and drools on everything. And he's like, what are you doing? And he's like,
moistens that whole side of the room.
Unleashes the floodgates of his face.
It's like Martin Landau, the child.
God. And the guy gets like shook by this kid.
He just sees
like
that
enough
wet
that he
mouth.
leaves.
He's like, oh.
You're disgusting. You gotta run away.
Well, because he's been talking about how children are disgusting all movie.
Already. And then that fucking kid walks in like, good.
Your mouth smells like a moldy carpet. God.
Disgusting. So gross. But, all right, so he runs away and leaves his USB stick in the table.
Fucking idiot. He leaves his evil USB
stick
just in it. And the big ass, there's only one USB port on the whole guy. It's like just sleek silver and a USB port.
That's it. Like, that's how you control stuff.
And then spacecraft.
So it redirects the spacecraft into a meteor, not a meteor shower.
A whole bunch. And then they say this fucking wonderful piece of horseshit. The woman goes, Pi goes, well, at least we'll be able to test out the auto avoidance system. The auto avoidance system, which now means the dogs are definitely doing dick. You know what I mean? Like there's peril, but it doesn't matter because a robot brain is avoiding meteors, and I feel fine with that.
Midway through, the woman takes charge and she starts flying the ship. Remember? Through the second half of the meteor field, she flies it through, and that's when a meteor hits the top communications thing.
Yes.
That knocks her ability to control it,
and then
out.
to get.
That's why they have to. Then they have to send one of the buddies. It's just like Sunshine. They got to send someone out.
They have to do a spacewalk.
Yeah, somebody has to go out.
God.
And it can't be Sputnik, because if Sputnik dies out there, then they're fucked. Remember, they even say that.
They say
that.
That's true. He can fly the ship. You're right.
They say if because he's like, hey dog, if you get lost, we're fucked in our cribs.
They call
yo.
everybody.
I wish he said that. Yo, dog, we're gonna be totally fucked up in our cribs, dog.
B-Dawg calls everybody dog, but so does everybody else. Everybody calls everybody dog in this movie.
Yeah.
And like the subtitles are sometimes they'll say DA like WG, and then sometimes they'll DOJ.
Yeah, it was weird. It also sometimes will say speaking in Russian, and then one time it just said speaks in foreign language.
Foreign language. I think it's Netflix though. I don't know if anything.
That's an independent subtitle.
So they have to send a dog out with a tether.
They send down
Budderball.
They sent out Budderball to fix Budderbud.
They sent out MudBud
to fix the antenna on the top.
MudBud.
And he had and the way he
MudBud.
He
MudBud.
I should make a super.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Jesus.
It's like Airplane. The way he controls his suit, like the fucking jetpack on his suit, is by moving his legs.
Another list.
Oh God, dude, that scene of them explaining how to control the suit.
It took forever.
It might be 3 minutes of straight just words happening.
Your left front paw does front, and your right front paw does back, and your back front paw is like,
whoa, no, wait, it's not your left paw, it's your whizzer paw, and then the paw you use to scratch your butt. It was like, Jesus Christ.
They keep doing that, and they keep every time the kids come around, it's like, and my name is Emily, and my dog is Rosebud, or whatever the hell the dog's name, and my name is Josh, and my dog is Buddah, and my name, and they just
right.
And my name is Sam, and my dog is Buddah.
I'm the son of a fish monster. Do you see the father in that kid?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
He's the fucking...
The little rich kid's always wearing a suit and a bow tie like a piece of
creature
shit.
from the Black Lagoon is that kid's dad. That's my
swamp
guess.
thing, like a swamp thing.
That's why he's so moist.
He's made of wet grass.
In the process Budderball going out there. He gets a real itch, and then he ends up
wasting all the fuel
It
as he
goes
flies.
wacky all over the place. And they're like, how do we get him back? And they're like, okay, well, I'm going to take the robot arm.
Which hold on,
he
hold
has
on.
to scratch.
This doesn't make any sense. He's on the front of the ship. He lands on like the
he
windshield.
can walk up the ship.
Basically, he could have just walked up the ship, but instead he jumps off the ship and then realizes that he has no jetpack left.
So they have the robot arm grab him, and then they're going to make...
No.
He ate a bunch of burritos before he went out.
Yes.
And he is going to...
This makes no fucking sense.
He's going to fill up his suit with farts.
Which then does what?
I don't know.
What does it do?
The methane gas gets converted by the jetpack into fuel.
How? When? By what? Who planned for that?
Well,
Dude,
you know when you're bringing your dogs to space, how they might run out of jetpack fuel.
Maybe this contributes to my Star Trek theory that Pi might be a huge Star Trek fan because
They
the
did this a lot.
replicators basically just turn poop back into food because it's just nutrient waste.
Well,
So,
it's just atoms.
This suit might have a tube that goes. These suits might have a tube that goes in your butt that like turns all your poop into energy for all your equipment and stuff.
So you think he just pooped? He
might-
He
well,
shouldn't do it too.
Whatever.
I'm just saying the technology might
it was
be there.
pure bean mush.
So basically what I'm saying
he
is-
did eat all the bean burritos.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, oh, we're setting up a fart. We're setting up a good fart.
You're right. So he
How the
farts
fuck,
his way
though?
back up there.
This
he
is the
fixes the
dedication of
antenna.
this movie. That's
God
why they
damn
put
it.
bean burritos on the menu. They in the start of the movie, you're like, why is bean burritos a specific thing? And then they're laying their
farts.
traps. They're like, oh,
It's called Chekhov's gun.
we're gonna
They wouldn't show it if they weren't going to use it.
we're gonna get these beans. You know what beans means? Farts, kids. So
he
tight.
fixes the antenna.
Oh, when he fills his suit with farts, they're all like, so they're like, God, are you dying? And he's like, I don't know what you guys complain about. It smells fine.
Yeah.
It is filling up with like brown smoke.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It's every other you've seen. Every time he
smoking
farts,
asshole.
there is a thick, noxious green cloud that comes
It's
out.
disgusting, dude. It's like toxic
That's
gas.
not good.
No.
Also, I'm going to say it again. Rocket Man did it.
Oh,
Yep, Rocket
rip
Man
off.
did do it. They ripped
Right.
off Rocket Man.
I would say that because me and Matt love Rocket Man.
Rocket Man is a
Good movie.
much better movie than this.
He gets.
Yeah,
He
you
gets
want
all
a space
full up in
movie
his-
that's quality.
Yeah.
This and
It's
Interstellar.
pretty much like Rocket Man, Apollo 13.
Interstellar, and then
And then it doesn't matter.
And then it just drops off heavily.
and then the rest of them.
2001 is down here somewhere.
The rest of them.
Rocket Man. All right. So he fixes the antenna.
Yes.
Which,
and then
by the way, he fixes it. He just like sort of pauses it.
He just pushes it back into place.
it's just
got hit by
slightly
a
askew.
meteor.
A meteor.
Slightly askew.
A fucking space rock.
At full speed hits this thing, and it's
on
just like
fire.
slightly crooked. And then what?
They get
goes back-
control of the ship again. They re-course correct it to go back to Earth, and that's when they're like, "Uh-oh, there's something else
There's
coming
something
at the
else coming, and
ship."
it's fucking Diedrich Bader.
And he's controlling the fucking pod like a lunatic.
Dude, I love that shot.
It's
just like
pretty
him-
awesome.
Oh!
It looked
You're
really
like-
cool. That was probably the coolest looking thing in the movie.
Yeah,
was
oh,
him
he's
in
How
the
to
easily.
pod.
control egg on fire.
Yeah, it was really cool looking. And then the
Look like
most
Dr.
lunatic
Robotnik.
shit
Dude, this
in the
whole
movie
thing,
happens.
yeah.
They're like, "Oh my god, it's the Russian astronaut."
He's
but
gonna
it's-
burn up.
He's gonna burn up an entry. Sputnik takes control of the spaceship,
Puts on the glasses.
flies down, and like nudges.
Underneath, he goes underneath.
He goes,
Diedrich Bader
and he
like
pushes it up.
basically slows him down. It's really weird.
They push him to change the angle he was going to
'Cause he
hit
was-
the atmosphere at,
Yeah.
so that he won't die. And then he gives control back to them.
The thing is, I don't think they don't ever show Diedrich Bader's character like knowing it's happening. You know what I mean? Like he just assumes he's falling the whole time. And
He seemed like he was just screaming. And
yeah,
just,
he doesn't know that dogs saved his life, especially Sputnik.
I thought he was trying to smash into them to kill them.
Yeah, like-
But otherwise, think about this for 1 second. That space station exploded possibly 3 days ago, because it took them 2 days to get to the moon, and that happened like halfway.
So he's been hurtling it like.
Has he been like in a slow
Thing
like
around the
downgrade around the Earth for
Dude,
3 days?
Yeah, he did a 3-day loop around the Earth in
That's
orbit.
terrifying.
As if
He's
he
been
wasn't
doing
already
that for
crazy.
3 days.
And he was already
Matt,
crazy.
he pluralizes animals. He's crazy.
He is a crazy person.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nuts to think about.
This is a story of one
We're at
man's
the
wish
end.
to die.
This is the end of the movie.
He just wants to die so bad, and he keeps trying to.
He keeps living.
He
God
needs
damn it.
goddamn space money.
So they save him. They give the control back, and they're like, "What just happened?" And this is the point where Dauber realizes that
so many names.
that
Pie or Dauber, Patrick.
that gravity, his ferret has been talking.
To
He
the
like
buddies.
sees it. Yeah, he sees
He
the
noticed.
weasel.
He's like, "Wait a minute, they're correcting," and it's insane.
The assumption that a ferret can talk to dogs, too. It's just like, what?
He like looks down. He's like, "I think you had a little more to do with this than we did."
That's when
God.
fucking.
That's a real
That
reaction.
silence is
Here
that
we
real.
That's how you know I nailed that impression. They
we
were-
lived it, and we're just like, no.
Oh,
That's when fucking was it Slats Bentley?
Slats Bentley.
Slats Bentley is like, what happened with this course correction now that we're back connected? And then it's like, wait a minute, it happened yesterday at 14.95.
And then Wet Mouth was like, I saw Mr.
saw him
Stinkle do it.
And then a puddle formed around him.
A mist
He
filled
shot
the air.
he shot his goo at Stinkle and it caught a sack
Like
around
a-
him.
He melted.
like a
And then he just like,
Like a blob.
absorbed it. He absorbed the nutrients out of the sludge. It'd be
Like
awesome.
Judge Doom melting and his mouth wet.
Yeah, that's when they figure out he was the one who's been fucking shit up.
and they're like, look, his USB is still in the thing.
Now, his Asian,
assistant who had like 2 lines.
that's your USB. Or
What are you
whatever.
talking about?
He
That's
had some
USB.
not
And he's like,
right-
shut up.
It was some really not right voice.
Yeah, they were
That's
like,
his USB. And it
we
was
don't
like,
want to do anything offensive, but we want to make sure people know he's different.
Yeah, just point it out.
That was weird.
Another
Weird voice.
Space Buddies
A lot
very
of overdubbing.
delicate handling of
cultural
of,
appropriation.
of cultural differences.
There's a lot of overdubbing in scenes that don't have CGI animals in them, which I found weird as fuck. You know
Yeah,
what I
you're
mean?
right. You're right. Yeah.
Like the animals obviously have to be
They just-
overdubbed, but like the people don't.
They just like got so used to it. They're like, why would we even? Who
What
cares
if we just
what you
start
say?
getting the people to just make their mouth move, then we add in this shit they say later?
Right? That'd be awesome.
Much easier.
That'd be so good.
Much easier.
So they lose contact for 12 minutes on the re-entry, and then when they
It was
gain,
like 4 minutes.
The whole world is
Whatever.
like, why?
oh no, like the Queen of England is that dear me.
Everyone in the world is watching this
there's
live.
There's a
Yeah.
guy who
It's like
runs
Apollo
a
13.
bar that
In,
apparently
like,
is only
for dogs.
for dogs in like Tijuana.
yeah, someone that speaks
Part of me
Spanish.
thought that was like another franchise. You know, like are we
yeah.
supposed to know what
They
that is?
had every dog had like a costume on. Like
Is that the Beverly Hills Chihuahua?
I know. Is it that?
it better not take place in that universe because
We're not
that means we
watching
have
that.
to watch
There's
it.
4 of those fucking
Oh,
movies.
fuck me, no.
God,
I'm
no.
not watching any of those.
the Airbud cinematic universe is vast.
Well, it's like I said, it's they now have Airbud Studios, which makes
Other
movies
shit.
like Russell Madness.
What the fuck is Russell?
It's a Russell Terrier as a wrestler, but it used to be called Russellmania.
Which is a much better title. And
But they
Vince
got
McMahon's
sued
a
by
piece of shit.
WE and had to change the title.
Fucking assholes.
That means at some point, man,
They
had-
make enough money. That name's amazing.
It's not like they're
WrestleMania?
stealing.
WrestleMania is fantastic.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're besmirching our brand of 12-year-olds.
They should have just been like, can we just put fucking like Cena in it or something? You know what I mean? Just put people in
Yeah,
it.
yeah, fucking right.
Just make it your movie, whatever.
I'll do it. Yeah.
Are they still under Disney? No. Is
WWE?
no.
Oh.
Airbud Studios is not like a subsidiary.
You know, it is. It is. They just want to put
Air.
Airbud on the cover of things, so
Gotcha.
because he's that popular with
Because
kids
he's not-
still.
He's not in the movies anymore.
No, but his name means quality,
That's what I'm saying. Like, why wouldn't they want to get on board with that and get more fans?
dude. I don't know.
Like, who's this sexy ass John Cena dude?
It's Airbud. It's Airbud's best friend.
Oh my god.
Russell. This is also Russell though. What are we talking
Whatever.
about?
Is John Cena the voice of Russell? That would be great.
No, sadly. They come back into contact, and the whole world cheers. And the guy,
The
who has all
Mexican
the
guy
puppies,
puts
puts on a
sombrero.
fucking sombrero.
Because it's a fucking party.
Everyone
Robert
cheers.
Vince is a racist. I'm
He's
convinced
a
of it.
racist. There's no
no
doubt.
one has
convinced
yet
of
to
it.
give a shit about the Russian astronaut.
No, he lands in Russia,
Oh, yeah.
and he gets out of the thing, and like
And,
two,
like,
two
two
army
people.
guys from Russia are like, he's like, hey, Yuri, how you doing? You know, they're all like,
They seem friendly.
I guess he doesn't really want to die in space because that dream
he's
just
fine.
ended. That
Yeah.
dream just ended there. So
should have ended with him just like begging them, just like please.
shoot me in a cannon up in space.
Say you found me dead.
Ugh.
Say you found me
And
dead.
then
in a hovel of snakeses.
then we get just the reintroductions of the buddies and the kids, right?
Yeah, they were all
Yeah,
up in a
they,
little car, and it's
and
like,
Sputnik-
and my name is Sam, and mine is MudBud.
Right.
And Gravity tells Sputnik that his boy Sam is looking for him. I don't know how
Right.
the fuck she knows that.
And we see he runs a really long way to get to Sam.
We're calling all the boys Sam, I think. It was Sasha, or what was his boy's
Sasha.
name?
No, you're right, Sasha.
Yes,
It was
you're right,
Sasha.
You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then
Sam
I'm
was
blanking
Buddha's
out,
owner,
dude.
I
I'm so sorry. That kid who didn't have any
Anything
lines
to do.
except stare at a TV screen and either look happy or sad.
He pet a statue of his dog.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh no, he did say one line. He said, "I've been dreaming of this day
Right.
since I was a 2-year-old boy."
So then, right. Then we cut back to the beginning again, which is the wet mouth and Buddah on the roof, and he's like he's still wearing the suit he stole.
Buddha's owner is.
Buddha's owner is
Yeah.
wearing the suit he stole from
Buddha
Vision.
isn't even wearing the goddamn suit anymore. He went to space.
He did it.
He gave up on
But
it.
he gave the kid wet mouth the rock, and he's like, "Well, at least I got to touch space." And it's like, that's the sad part of this whole movie. It's like
The
the
kid
kid
didn't get
says
his
his dream in
wish.
the beginning, and in the end, the dog experiences like you said, and then he gives him this fucking like ignorant excuse, like, "Oh, well, here's a rock."
I don't know. I'm still impressed.
You know, like
Still impressed that your dog gave you a goddamn moon rock. But also,
Well, he's gonna get.
they let him keep it.
I don't know how he got it past. Well, I don't
He had
know,
to
man.
get it out of the ship.
I mean,
It was
Well,
under the
what's
ship
the
storage.
rules on that when space is privatized? Like, why can't I just pick up some
And
moon
we've
dust
seen
and
how
shove it in my
this-
pocket?
we've seen
and
how this
keep it?
company operates, and
You know
so
what I
it's
mean?
no surprise to me that he was able to just do whatever the fuck he wanted.
Yeah.
And also, I kind of don't feel bad for Wetmouth because
He's
screw
got
that
a
kid.
wet ass mouth. He's disgusting.
I mean, he can't go to space when he's
Subhuman.
handicapped.
Yeah,
There's something
He's-
wrong with him.
just-
He's like a chud that just looks really pretty.
There's no way they can control the moisture with him in a spacesuit.
do you know how much
just-
havoc moisture can wreak?
Right,
on a
exactly.
spacesuit?
The mold will be
I
disgusting.
bet he has gills or something. Like they
It's
put
like Kevin
makeup
Costner
over
in
him. Yeah.
Waterworld.
Maybe-
He's the mariner's son.
Yeah, maybe when we find a water planet, we'll call you, buddy. But
He's praying for the ice age to happen.
we're
so
going to the
it
moon.
smells.
Get these goddamn buddies up here.
That's the end of the movie, right?
I fucking hope so.
Sputnik get reunited, and then the wet mouth gets his rock.
Everybody looks at the moon a bunch.
And then, it has a nice bookend because it looks like them looking at the
moon,
moon.
we're
then
all
it
looking at the
shows
moon
Sputnik
together.
looking at the. At
it
the
ends
moon.
on a Sputnik voiceover because it begins
Yep.
on one too, and it
And he
ends
says
on.
he does like a monologue from Blade 4. Is there a Blade 4?
There's a Blade TV show
He does
And
he
a
does
Blade
a monologue
anime.
from the third episode.
and a
of
Blade
the
anime. So
He does the speech from the.
features
I
the
haven't
Blade
seen-
TV show.
I like the TV show.
I remember it. Yeah,
Sticky Fingers.
Sticky Fingers. Yeah.
Sticky,
So then
Sticky, if you're listening, call in.
somebody still cares. Sticky.
Sticky.
And that's it. That's the end of this. That's the end of Space Buddies. Airbud 8.
it ended mercifully.
God.
Oh, God, that was a great line.
Dude, that was the best
so the-
fucking line of the movie.
The guy, one of the TV guys goes, "Well, we lose contact as the spaceship falls mercilessly towards the Earth," and you're like, "Everything's been going fine in the actual descent.
to
Like, why
fucking-
did you say that?
Don't
Like,
use that descriptive,
So
man.
mercilessly.
Mercilessly.
There's puppies on there, man. Like, chill out.
Slow down.
Fuck. Okay, well,
We did it.
I feel like I've been doing this since yesterday.
We really ran out of steam towards the end. It became more of a
Dude,
marathon.
it's fine.
Not out of steam, but out of enthusiasm. It was
Right.
more just like, oh my god, this movie has affected my day.
I fully expect our Super Buddies episode, we get to the end of this, to just be nonsense. Like what are
You're
we
gonna
gonna
sound like
anymore?
Yuri. You're
Yeah.
gonna just be doing Russian
Everything
dances.
will be plural. We'll be talking weird accents that have nothing to do with Russia.
I'm fine.
We'll be
We're gonna
doing
be
that
fine.
dance. It'll be great.
We're not gonna dance.
Not dancing.
We're
I
gonna
play
have
this
no-
record of Russian music. I bet you will. Dance till you get sleepy.
True. Ian, thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks.
This was...
And I apologize for the real dog drama that happened during our dog podcast.
Beat that dog.
It's fine. She's
Break
great.
one of her other feet
Yeah.
on the way out.
She's very nice.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
Yeah, plug anything.
I have I'm running a monthly show now at Atomic Books, stand-up show called Centurion.
Way to steal that name. Good job.
From Colin.
Yeah.
I'm cool. I'm continuing his show. I like the format. I like the name. I'm kind of lazy about it, so yeah, I'm keeping that show running. The next one's May 20th. So I don't know when this podcast will be out. Probably before May 20th.
This is gonna be out Wednesday, so
Yeah.
Yep.
And also check out the Charm City Comedy Festival. That's going to be happening. That's the first 2 weekends of May. I'm doing some improv. The first weekend's improv, second weekend stand up.
where is that at?
Zissimos over the Charm City Comedy
All
Project.
of it? Is this most?
Yeah. We got I'm doing some improv the first weekend, I think Friday night, and then I'm headlining a show Friday night of the stand up weekend. I think it's the 13th.
So the second weekend is stand up. First
Mhm.
weekend is sketch.
Yeah.
Cool.
So check
Yeah.
that out.
And check all of that out, and don't go to space with dogs.
Oh, and I run a weekly open mic at the Charm City Comedy Project at Zissimos every Friday night, 10:30.
That
Come out
too.
to that. All right.
Does it have a name?
No,
is it
it's
just
called
the open mic?
the late night open mic. Yeah.
Cool.
Fuck it.
Seriously, thank you for doing
Yes.
this.
Yes, thank you
Jesus
for
Christ.
waiting. Thanks for watching Absolute Zero with me.
Yeah, Absolute Zero was great.
I feel like at least you got a
come back
good
and
bad
talk
movie
about
out
that.
of this, sort of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I laugh my tits off at Space Buddies.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't. I've been smoking a lot of weed, so I can't. This is the only podcast I've gotten higher in the middle of it. So I got higher at like.
And now a 2-hour break to get fucking destroyed. Well, we'll have you back to do Absolute Zero at some point.
I can't wait.
Yeah, that'll be better than Space Buddies.
I love Absolute Zero. Can't
Good
wait.
one.
Well, you gotta wait like
A long
6
time.
months or some shit. I don't
You'll
know.
forget
Yeah,
it. We can
like
watch it
4.
again. It'll be great.
I've never seen the whole thing, so I'm excited.
You saw enough to know that it's good.
It's got some
Dude.
good shit.
Because you were like, oh, this looks boring. It's good,
It's
dude.
it's great. Okay. All right, we're done.
Science is never wrong, Bob!
You've just listened to Bonus Disc, available only on Thundergrunt. Questions, complaints, and movie suggestions can be posted to facebook.com/bonusdisc. Opinions and criticisms of the hosts of Bonus Disc are 100% valid, even though they took the time to watch the movies you were too ignorant to appreciate.